Alrighty, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Like One Half of Endure. Whew, it's been a while, and it's gonna still be a while. But I said, hey, why not? It's been a minute since I done talk to you guys and talk about gaming and stuff. And it's a random talking away because I'm gonna talk about certain stuff, but it's just gonna be seeing what's going on with gaming in certain ways. Let's let's talk. I'll say let's go with how should this? Let's go with the Pokemon. What do you call it? The Pokemon Sword and Shield. Looks all right. Looks good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. Really, I just wanted more information about it. I like it that they're using a rabbit and stuff as for fire. We'll see how it goes with that. But I have nothing against that. But that kind of goes into what one of the reasons I've not done a video on YouTube in a while as well too. Other than I'm super extremely busy, which I am. Like literally, my mom told me just a while ago to say, "Hey, just take a break and get some rest, because you've been going nonstop." So, and I've been going nonstop, really doing work. Because basically, the game came out, the direct came out, and then people started, and then as you could go back in my last video and see what the Pinky Don put in it, like they have a controversy with Nintendo fans had a controversy with Pokemon. So I'm like, every game now is getting a controversy now. It's just like, man, it's like we just can't enjoy games for games no more. It's sad, and it's, to me, it kind of sucks, but it's sad. We can't. The game ain't even come out yet. Oh, we wanted the new graphics, and I'm like, if you know Game Freak and like, it's the YouTube community. I have to say, I would try to YouTube, Twitch, these gamer community is what's annoying. I could have told you, oh, look at what they did with Let's Go Pikachu, which sold, and that's why they did it. They're gonna go with that same kind of art style and maybe snazz up a little bit, but art style and go because they wanted to test the waters. Well, there you go. They did it. Oh, this is not what we want. I'm like, oh my god, like you guys are just sound like little whiny little bitches. Again, my stand still says if you don't like, you don't buy it. But again, you just got an announcement and you already bitching about it. Jeez, can we just wait until E3 or something? Then you could bitch more as usual. But it's everything now has a controversy to it. Some needed the controversy. Some don't. Some got their legitimate gripes with certain things, and they're illegitimate gripes with certain things. It's just crazy. So I've not seen like anything that like I said, I've not seen anything that does whatever. Me, I'm not lying. Other than working my butt off and trying to clean up my old house to sell, so I could sell because I got the new house. So try to do that. It's just been crazy, so I got stuff to do. So I basically all I've been doing is when I have downtime that's based on myself, I've been playing Ys 8, the Lacrimosa of Dana, and that I have to say is and I might do a review on that because I enjoy that game. I beat it. I basically, because the way I played it, I basically got a true ending, and it was cool. I was like, oh man, and the story was good. It was not the usual tropes and triggers in a game that's like, okay, the usual tropes and stuff like nah. It was a really good game. I like the story that they presented, and they didn't try to make it like, oh, this is at the end of the story. They didn't like, oh, it was happy. It wasn't happily ever after, of course, not because of how the story was written. Hell, in the first couple chapters of the game, something changed drastically in the game at the beginning, which was like, wow, okay. I myself, and I'm jaded enough to know when plot twist is coming, and I legitimately didn't see that plot twist come. So I was like, this is a good game. I enjoyed all the way to the end. and it's up there as one of my top RPGs out that I've played in a long time, because I love RPGs that give you full control to fight, and that you can't get no more full control than what that game gives you to fight. So I love, so Ys 8 got the Liger recommendation. That is a really good game, and I've been playing it. And right now, I'm gonna start on Tales of Vesperia to enjoy that game. But that's the point. I've been playing games. I'm not, as Terrell and just said, welcome back to YouTube. Like I said, I ain't left. It's just that I've been so busy, and then everything I've seen come out just been just stupid stuff. One, two. I will do this. So anybody who's I've seen a lot of people subscribe to the channel lately, which is weird. That when I'm not doing something, I'm getting a lot of subscriptions. So hey, I'll take it. But and thank you for joining the Endure channel. But other than that, I will give the proper video. I have videos that I had, and because the whole my computer is set up, I just can't. I don't want to mess with it until I get it. Until I move everything over to the new house. I'll not move everything over to the new house. Me and my sister are still in the old house trying to, like I said, we're cleaning up, trying to get it up to sell and everything. And once we get it sell, then we'll be cool and everything. But we have not moved anything to the new house. We just gonna, because I want to keep it clean for a certain while, and then also want to do some stuff over there before I move in. So, but going back to saying like I will have videos about helmet, two helmets really. But I do have a video for, again, Splat. I mean, I had one planned for Smash Brothers, being what it was, and you know, I said it at the time of passing, but I wanted to do a video about it. But it's gonna come, but it's just gonna be off timing. I also have a video that I got planned for Shigeru Miyamoto. One, Genyu Takeda. Two, and also Reggie Fils-Aimé as at the end of this month. He's gonna retire. And I said to Reggie Fils-Aimé, hey, retire on top. Good job. You did a great job. Hope that Bowser guy does a great job too. But you were not just a CFO. You was basically a name, and you were also a person who was a part of Nintendo. Like just like Shigeru Miyamoto, Iwata, and all those people. Those people, you guys were like, Bill Trennan, like you guys were faces of Nintendo. So I am gonna do a legitimate video tribute to you, sir. And that now it'll come when the time comes. It might be later down this year. It might be down at almost the end of the year. But yeah, I'll do that. What else I say I want to do? It looks, and then looking at the game industry right now, it looks like a lot of my. You're gonna see some repurposed videos. I'm gonna add a little splash of color to them, a little difference to them. But I can't believe they're still relevant to this day. They are relevant to this day. So I am shocked. So I'm gonna redo them over and put them on the channel under the behind the game scene thing, and you'll be like, okay, so you could see again. For anybody who's new to the channel, you'll see why the industry is what it is right now. Because the industry has lost its soul. It really has. You get a couple good games now and then, but there's more bullcrap and more BS. And you know, shout out to my boy Triple M. I know he might listen to this later or whatever or not, but like me and him was listening to Grinpachi talking about Nintendo fans and stuff like that, and we know he talks about Pacific Nintendo fans. But hey, it is what it is. We already know that, but it's so weird to see how people have changed over the years. It really has. Capcom is back. Sure, they're back. Every time Capcom do something good, they do something bad. So it's not. I'm not surprised with that. Okay, it's not. And that's. I wish I could say. I don't know if I'll try. I will try because he had I'm gonna try. I doubt it because it was basically this is just off the top of my head. And speaking of that, I also gonna hopefully by next week, I will set up a Discord and a MeWe or whatever, so you guys could, keep up, see what's going on. See what's going on with keep up with us and see what's going on in gaming, so we can still chit chat, talk, blah blah blah. Of course. Give me 1 second here. It is weird. Let me see if we get him. I'm gonna try. That's the best thing I could try. Oh, he is there. Oh, hey, exactly. Hey, Grim, you're there. Good. Please, I'm gonna send. I'm gonna put a link in the chat. Can you please join in? Because I did watch. I listened to one of your videos last night, and I want to understand something myself. I want to understand something myself, please. So please join in if you have the time. There you go, Grim. Because I wanna. Give me a second. I gotta switch to headphones, if anything. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that. Oh shit! Did I unplug the damn headphone? Nope, it's all there. Okay, yeah, no problem. Because I listened to a video that you did, and I wanna understand something. Because I'm not on Twitter. I don't have the energy to be on Twitter with all the crazy stuff. I like to just keep stuff simple and what's going on. That's for sure. Stop trolling middlemen, not trying to fix the fighting game division. What the hell? So, Ando, will you make a video in the era of fans getting sick of video game remakes? I got it against the remakes. I really don't. It happens. Like I said, Link. I am gonna buy Link's Awakening. It's a remake or whatever you want to call it. I will buy it because the last time I played that game, I'm not gonna lie. The last time I played that game was 1998. Yeah, on the Game Boy Color. I have not played the game from since then. So I'm liking how you got a link between world style. I want to do that. I want to jump. I want to play that game again because again, I like Link Between Worlds was pretty good. I like Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks a little better because Phantom Hourglass with the whole going back and forth with the dungeon thing. But every game has its flaws. So like I said, there's no perfect games. I always say that. But I'm not against remake games. Excuse me. I'm not against remake games. I don't. It's all right. I mean, I'm gonna pick up whenever I got a chance because again I'm building a PC, blah blah blah. So I will pick up Speaking of, if I buy a certain graphics card, I could get DMC5 and Resident Evil 2 and another. And I think if I think about AMD is doing a free thing where you could do Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 2 remake. DMC 5 and Division, which I'm not that kind of player, so the Division would fall flat on me. But that right there, those games would be my those. That's not a bad thing because again, I'm not for my new powerful PC rig that I'm building for my new studio and everything. I need two things, which is the CPU. All I need is the CPU and the graphics card, and I don't buy my PC to play games. I can play games with it, just like the one I'm playing right now. I can play games in the one right now, but I play if nothing comes to the Switch or maybe something I care about. I was like, you know what, I want to play like how I did Tales of Zestiria, and I'll pick it. Or Doom, I'll pick it up for PC and just play casually. But play casually. But no, I want a graphics card I could do high throughput. Because I want to do some 4K video editing, 1 and 2. I am gonna, like I said, I'm doing stuff with the music and video editing and everything and stuff. Because particularly speaking, a lot of people don't know, but on this channel, of course not. But in my other channel, in my other channel. I just came out from that, and Sprite knows about this. I'm gonna do 2 documentaries about certain things that's going on in real life that needs to happen. So I'm gonna need my PC to edit some video and content and all kind of stuff. So, but digressing, I have nothing against those kind of games. I know you're joking, Terrell, or anything, but I'm just saying I ain't got nothing against that. From Google. Oh, that's weird. Let's try this. Let's go through Plus and see if it works. Let's see. Bam. Bam. All right. I mean, I know it's gonna be harder in the future now, but yeah, I just sent it through Google Plus. We're gonna see if that works since it couldn't work through the chat, which is weird. Or maybe I could just send an invite to Hangout. I don't even. Let's see. Let me see if that will work as well too. That is so weird how that is not. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 5. Devil May Cry. I've been hearing positive reviews of games, seen the videos myself. Gameplay looks fun. Yes, it is. It is. It does look pretty good, and that's why I'm checking it out. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying to see. It has start video call and all that stuff, but if there's the Google Hangouts, I'll try to do it. Invite people. All right, I'll drop it and see what happens. All right. Works now. it's not. You see the do names and everything. I'm pointing it. It's not coming up with nothing.
Hello?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's up?
Not much. Okay, good. I don't know what's going on with Google. Like I said, I've not been part of this thing for. I ain't done a video in a long time, so hell. But I did have a couple questions because we literally listened to that you had with Nintendo about the feeling and stuff like that. That video.
Which one was it?
That gamers need to separate. It's kind of like you were saying that these the fans will keep getting to their feelings and they need to grow up and not be the adults, but they still act like little children.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that and just reminding your memory. I listened to most of the video. I didn't listen to all of it because Triple M was playing it while I was working, and we were hearing stuff in the background. I was hearing you, and I was like, huh. So the first question is, so because that I don't since I don't go through since I do not I don't have a Twitter and everything. That's how Shadow argued that part when he's talking about the whole Capcom thing.
Well, the conversation kind of is still going.
Again, I don't have Twitter, so I don't know. I'm not on Twitter. I don't know. I was just asking because that's a weird way to argue that part. To me, the way you explain it.
Which part? Because we were having we kind of have like two separate conversations.
Okay, the one about Capcom. You're saying about can you because again I understand where you're coming from with the whole saying that Nintendo fans with Capcom and F Capcom and all that stuff. Like I said, I could specifically tell you the reason why I say F Capcom, not in the way of I won't buy their games. I just don't like some of the things they did. But I'll be doing my F Capcom came. I think I told you this already from the 6th generation. So it was not Monster Hunter that made me think about that. But I'm different. I'm not every Nintendo fan, so I get that.
Oh no. Well, I just explained the Monster Hunter thing. Ever since Monster Hunter World got announced, that's when I saw on YouTube, even Twitter and social media, a good collective of Nintendo fans saying fuck Capcom because they personally feel that Monster Hunter was just some unknown game until it came to 3DS, and I don't know where they get this idea that Monster Hunter sold well on the 3DS, but they keep saying Monster Hunter sold so well it brought Capcom back.
No,
I didn't know. I know they've been in financial issues, but I didn't know that it brought them back from anything.
No, it didn't.
I'm not saying Shadow Fox said this. That was
no. I know you didn't say Shadow Fox said it. You were talking about the Street Fighter thing. That's what was going back. I saw.
Oh yeah. Well, we still talking about that part. It's still confusing because what he said was, I can read it word for word, but just paraphrasing. He hit me with an analogy like basically Capcom. What the discussion began was like, I said, because someone asked, can the RE engine run on the Switch? And I said, I doubt it without significant downgrades. He asked me to explain why I thought that. And I said, well, I don't work on the Switch. I don't make games. I don't do any of that. I'm just going off of every game I've ever seen that's graphically intensive, even some that aren't, have some type of downgrade on the Switch version. So I'm only thinking, based upon all the countless other examples, the likelihood that if Devil May Cry 5 did come, it'll probably be downgraded. Yeah, I'm not saying
it could run, but it'll be downgraded.
I was just saying it's going to be downgraded.
Yeah.
So we got into a conversation about that, and it led to other things, and then it got to the point where he was basically saying, well, the only way we gonna know for sure that games can't run just as well on every other system, like could they run as well on they run on PS4 and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
They could run, like he's trying to say, well, the reason why you won't see the Switch version ever running that well is because the Switch isn't the lead platform. The same amount of money is not put into it. all this other gibberish to me, because I'm thinking to myself, like, if most ports, there is a lead platform, and they tend to, unless there's some type of deal behind the scenes or some weird agreement, they normally just make it for one system and port down and let each system do what it can do fully, unless there's some strange agreement where like a company pays to make sure this version don't run as well. So, you know, he's giving me all these crazy stipulations, but why we'll never see this happen. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, well, there's plenty of times where PS4 is the lead platform and the Xbox One version is identical, because the Xbox One version just can do the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Yeah. But then, you know, they say that the Switch and Xbox One aren't too far apart. But then, if like what is it? The new Trials game, right?
Yeah,
that is pretty much identical on PS4 and Xbox One. I think it is identical. The Switch version look like, you know, the Switch version. Like it looks worse.
I got you.
So I don't think that, and you know, Nintendo and Ubisoft have a pretty good relationship. I can't think that they did that just to do it. Like I think they did the best they could. You know, he may claim, you know, some people may think they didn't have enough time, or, you know, a lot of Nintendo fans just think all these studios just have some vendetta. They don't really like Nintendo, so they do these things. But it's not really ever the case of, there's just a chance that maybe this is what this thing can do, and that's about all. And that's just what it is. And, you know, then you get hit with, well, they made the game from the ground up. And I'm like, but why do you think they would do that for the Switch when they don't make any other version from the ground up? They work for one system. It's the lead platform, and they port everywhere else. Why would they just go out their way to make the Switch version special?
Unless it's an exclusive, or like I said,
exclusive,
or they got a deal like you just said. No, I got what you're saying.
Just came in and said, "Hey, here's extra money. Just make our version unique." So, you know, Shadow Fox began to. He uses odd analogies. He used an analogy like, basically he was saying Capcom is not putting the same effort they would in the Switch version of games as they would the other versions, like the PlayStation, Xbox. So you can't really make that comparison. And in my brain, I'm like, every game that I know that Capcom put on the Switch is identical, because all the games on the Switch that Capcom released are actually not that demanding. So they're mostly just the same as every other version. They're old games. So I'm thinking, like, what is he talking about? Because he used some analogy, like something about pissing on steak, something odd. Like if a meat company pissed on steak and then nobody wanted to buy it, and they claim, well, that just means that nobody wants to eat food anymore. Like, that's the analogy he was trying to say that Capcom's doing. And I'm like, well, what game are you referring to that Capcom kind of just said fuck it and just released it on the Switch half-ass? Like, that's what I'm thinking he's going to do. And he doesn't really name anything. He just says, well, Ultra Street Fighter 2 came out, but we didn't get Street Fighter 5. And I'm like,
I wouldn't want that. I don't know. I wouldn't even want that game on the Switch, to be honest, because it's not a good game at the current what it was.
Yeah, but you know, he said that. Then I told him again what I meant when I asked him the question, and then he answered me again the same way, but with a different game. I think he said
Marvel. Yeah, I heard you said about a Marvel.
Yeah, he said Marvel versus Capcom. He said Tatsunoko.
Well, that's different. That I could work with that, but the Marvel Infinite. Nah.
But see, that's the thing. I don't know. Does he mean the first Marvel? Because he just said Marvel vs. Capcom. Does he mean Infinite?
Okay.
I have no idea what. But to me, in my brain, I'm like, I already done specifically told you. I'm asking you about the games that actually. I even said verbatim. I'm asking about the games that released, not games that you think should have came out for whatever reason you think they should have came out. I'm saying, what's wrong with the games? So finally today, he finally gave me a flaw that I don't even understand, and I bet whatever it is not like it's minor, something that can happen anywhere. He said something about Ultra Street Fighter 2 has a gating issue. That must be some technical term I'm not familiar with. I don't know what gating means. Maybe it's an online issue. I have no idea. Or it's a fighting game term. I don't know. A gating issue. I'm just thinking to myself, I refuse to believe. But see, this is the thing. Me and Shadow Fox talk from time to time, and Shadow Fox is cool, but he may just be a little too book smart. You know, sometimes people too book smart. They don't understand when people are just talking. It's just like I remember one time we were talking about the Wii U, and I said the gamepad was a gimmick. Triple M understood what I said because, well, I explained what I said, but he didn't get it at first, right?
Yeah.
And it was it's
just like how I talked to you. Like I said, everything is a gimmick. So it's like the definition of a gimmick is to get you to buy anything. Everything has a gimmick to buy it. It's not a bad term.
Yeah, he wasn't getting what I was saying at first. So sometimes when we do talk, it's like if we just speaking both technically, then it's normally a smooth conversation. When it's not, then it gets a little confusing. Like he started talking about like nukes or something, and because he was saying something about the Switch has the same feel rate. I tell you right now, he knows this. I don't know any of that stuff he's talking about, but like I was telling him, I don't have to be a developer. I don't have to know the Switch in and out. I told him this in the beginning of the conversation. If we never see the Switch do what you're claiming it can do, then I'm sorry. On paper, it may say the Switch is capable of running XYZ game at these settings, but if it never is done and we never see an example of it, I'm not just going to believe anybody's word. Not just his. Anybody could tell me anything. I'm not just going to believe your word for no apparent reason. And then there's no example. There's not one game yet. Like maybe Doom Eternal will be, the first Doom that came on Switch really didn't look good at all. It got frame rate got a little bit better, but still look pretty, whatever. If the next Doom comes out, what's up, Kanoshi? If the next Doom comes out and it's about the same as the other one, I can't say that it's lazy development. I can't say it's all these things that everybody else says. I just think it's just what the Switch can do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just saying that it's.
Sorry to interrupt. When did you guys start?
I'm starting it. I started it. I just basically heard Chip when I was at work last night. Triplin was talking. I was just gonna do a random talk, just talking about stuff, and then I listened to Grimm's video where Trip was playing in the background, and I was listening to what he was saying, and I was like, I was like, hey, if I get Grimm, I would like to ask him because again, some of the stuff Shadow was, that hearing from Grimm's side again, because I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know. So I wanted to make sure what I was on the saying because like that's a crazy argument to have. Why would you say that? Why would I watch Street Fighter 5 on the Switch? It was a bad game.
Yeah, but see, that leads into my thought of going into the growing up thing, because the fact that I clear as day am asking what is wrong with the games that actually release, like what is wrong with them, and the actual issue, because he said it twice, so I can't believe that it's not an issue to him. His issue with Capcom on a certain level might be he feels, because he said Street Fighter 2 did well. Why was there no Street Fighter 5 port? So there might be an issue really there. And I know that to be an issue with certain Nintendo fans because they have said that we got this Capcom game and it did well. Why don't we get that Capcom game? Or sometimes Capcom will say, we need this game to sell first before we give you this game. Why you just can't give it to us? They have a problem with that. Situation.
I got you saying. Okay, so okay, I got that, and I'm nuancing what in what you're just saying there because there's some parts of Capcom that I have my problems with Capcom too. But again, if any company out there that I really don't care two craps about, like literally EA, Activision, whatever. But would I not buy if they bring out a FIFA Street or FIFA SSS Street tomorrow, and it's not with a bunch of crap? Yeah, I would buy it. I would never. That's what I would buy it because again, I'm speaking for myself. I don't speak for all Nintendo fans because hell, everybody has crazies because, like I said, one person put on my channel talking about, oh man, they got controversial with the whole Pokemon Sword and she. I'm like, it's just got announced. Can you guys just wait for more information? Jeez.
Yeah.
Just wait. It's not that. You're so impatient that y'all done bash the game and shit on it before you even know what the hell is going on with the game. And if I remember carefully, most of the people who were saying that was arguing that, oh man, it's not a traditional Pokemon game with Let's Go Pikachu or whatever. Okay, so now they give you a traditional Pokemon game, and now you're like, oh, it's not an open world. I'm like, you can't please everybody. That's for damn sure. I know that. So I just granted how you with that. Like for me, like you say you have a comic. I wanted a physical version, so yeah, I bought it from Japan. I wish they put it over here in America, but it didn't. And then when they do have the we call it do get the physical over here, they do gouge, which is crazy. Because if indies could make those games and make physical games and put it up and do all that stuff, a big party publisher should be able to do it without no problem either.
And see, look, that's another issue that I hear a lot of Nintendo fans say. But see, that's the problem. I can't say that because I don't know the inner workings between Nintendo and the indie companies and Nintendo and Capcom. Just to say Capcom's a big studio and they probably got more money than the indie studio, I have no idea the deal workings with the physical releases. I don't know if there's some type of issue between Capcom and Nintendo.
No, well, there is from the 6th gen, but yeah.
But that's why I'm saying I don't know what the problem is. Like when people got mad that the Resident Evil collection, it 0 and 1, only one of them is on the cart and the other one's a download. I can't, like, people just say, "Oh, fuck Capcom." I'm like, I can't. Why would I don't think Capcom would do that for no reason, or the fact that it's $60. I don't think that it's $60 for no reason. I think they're charging that much because there's just a chance that that's how much they have to charge to make money. Like in my mind, I'm like, if I'm Capcom, why would I release these old games at a loss? I'm pretty sure anytime they release these old games is at a gain. So
okay,
maybe
I got you. It's gouging because all the games they're releasing the past physically and what they put on the Switch that they have sold more on the Switch than the others. So they made more money than playing it on PlayStation and Xbox. Resident Evil Revelations sold more than Xbox and PlayStation combined on the Switch. The Switch sold more than those two combined. So
what game?
Revelation, the Revelation collection.
Well, that would make sense though. Them games have been out for the other systems, at least one of them.
No, they've been out. They came out for both systems before the Switch, and then the Switch version came out and sold more than those two systems combined.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're talking about a fan base that's been, not saying to be funny, been deprived of Resident Evil, to be honest. So of course it would sell more.
Well, if that's the case, then the Mega Man sold more than Okami sold. Like
that makes sense.
Okay, so it makes sense to gouge the people who buy it the most.
No, I'm not saying they gouging because when there were times when Sony was holding Capcom down, they didn't charge extra money to gouge. So in my brain, see, this is how I am. Of course, companies are ran by people, and people can do fucked up things. Maybe it's because I don't go through the world just thinking everybody's doing fucked up things all the time. I know they are, but I just don't. Not my instant, thought. A lot of people, their instant thought is a corporation trying to screw them over. Most people went the route of Capcom is price gouging Nintendo fans, and I have a rebuttal for that too.
Okay.
Even if Capcom was, that's Nintendo fans' fault, and the reason why. I've seen too many Nintendo fans openly say they will pay more money. Remember when the generation first started, the 9th gen with the Switch?
Mm-hmm.
Speculation because the cartridge prices, there might be a quote-unquote Switch tax.
Which they're not, but people come up with that thing. But go ahead.
But plenty of Nintendo fans said, I would gladly pay extra money.
Yeah, I heard the videos. I heard them. Not heard them. You're right.
So even if Capcom was doing it, I can't blame them from a business standpoint. If they're going to pay the $30 for the game, then I would probably charge them $30 as well. But I don't think they're doing that just for any old reason. I do think that it's the cartridges because, even Spawn Wave, I don't really listen to him because he just say a bunch of gibbers. But sometimes he makes a point.
He's don't prove him many times wrong, but go ahead.
Well, this isn't something he proved. It's just his theory. I understand. He was saying, the cartridges cost more.
Not that much, but go ahead.
Maybe the extra 10 is to balance off the cartridge price. They can't say, well, the cartridge version of Resident Evil is 60, which would mean if it's 2 games in one, so that means it'd be 30-30. So when they put it out digitally, they can't say, well, it'll be 20 digitally. It has to be the same across the board. So that's why it's 30-30-30 for all of them. Because if Resident Evil 0 and 1 is 60 together, that means they would be 30 separately. And the reason why Resident Evil 4 is 30 is because if one Resident Evil game is 30, then they all are 30. It would be weird if one is just magically $20. They could have done that, but
the reality is that the Switch is popular, and they know they can raise the prices. I mean,
they didn't do that on the PlayStation 4.
I'm gonna say if I'm gonna be a businessman, as you said, then the best thing in the business, then hell, put it at 60 for all of them. If I'm gonna be that.
Well, I don't think that anybody would be stupid enough to buy them old games for $60 a pop. But my argument, no, they could do that. No, I'm not saying they can't do. They could charge you $200 a piece for them games if they want to. I don't think that's going to work out too well.
Well, that part right there, yeah, it won't be.
But my whole thing about it is to say, well, the Switch is popular. Okay, well, when the PlayStation 4 is still arguably probably still the most popular one. They charged those games for $20 a piece. They didn't charge them $30. I think there's an actual reason, and it's not just Capcom is gouging.
Well, like I said,
that's the reason they're greedy. No, but aren't the carts just essentially proprietary SD cards? They can't be that much more expensive.
They're not.
It depends on who they have to go through to get the carts. They may be up in the price.
They're not up in the price.
No, what I'm saying is that Kenoshi is saying they just like SD cards. Well, what we pay for an SD card, the company pay less than that. But if this is a proprietary one, just like Sony's memory cards, they did the price. They make them, or they have the contract to make them. So
they made a contract with Sony Vita. They made a contract to make them.
Yeah, so they up them prices because they can.
They up the prices. They up the prices because the company was the Samsung. Well, not Samsung really. The company that made the damn memory cards for Samsung and whatever that they own, because Samsung own the company now. Those cards, they literally were telling them this was not a good idea because you're making it too different and making it too proprietary that it'll be expensive, and they went with it. Yeah. They told them they said, hey, why don't you guys just do an SD or still stay with the what do you call it? What you guys had it for the Vita? Not the Vita, the PSP.
What did you say about the Vita?
The UV, no, not a PSP. Before that,
the PSP UMD disc. I think Sony, I'm sure they contracted somebody to make them, but I think that's something they own, right?
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. Even the company was saying you could do that or whatever, but but they were telling them that doing this different style format and everything is gonna be the price, and they went with that. Okay, that's a choice. They went with that. The cartridge right now the cartridges right now that Nintendo is doing is not as proprietary as a lot of people seem to think it is. Excuse me. It is a way to so they can read the fat off the data quick enough to still do that. Even though, as I said before, when I made my video a long time ago, I said the problem is though people make video games now through computers more than anything, and we're not gonna get the same speed that we want with the cartridges before because games are just made that way now. But
all I'm trying to say is that regardless if it's proprietary or not, whoever makes them can dictate the price. That's what I'm saying. It don't really matter. It could be the same old thing anything else is. But if they say you have to pay X amount of dollars for the cartridges, and Capcom feels that's a little too expensive, especially compared to Blu-rays or whatever. So we need to charge more. If that's what they feel to do.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask this then, and this is just a general question to ask you then. Okay. So Nikolai, I think that's what they call it. They do more packaging. They got more packaging. There's the cartridges and everything, but their games are the same price across the board.
Who is this?
Nikolai, the people who've done Blade Strangers and Quarter Princess and another game that's coming out. Like,
oh, okay.
they're an indie company, but they have all they include manuals. They include tchotchkes in their game. So that's more money than anything, and it's way smaller, but their prices ain't different.
But that doesn't really matter because it's about each company is in different positions.
Granted,
each company may not be getting the same deals with the cartridges.
In most cases, from what I see when I went over there, they were getting the same thing. They just allocated basically. Nintendo went back to the cartridge back in the day and just, hey, here you go. This is what you want. Whatever your games, put it on there. I'm not saying definitively 100%. You're correct. I only see the deals that I've seen where they've given to SquareSoft, they've given to Capcom, they've given to Namco Bandai, and stuff like that.
And like I said in my video, now there is no real. I can give you my ideas. There is no real.
I'm just to point out. Okay, so and I'll let you finish because I'm pointing this out because there's some simple stuff that answers the question, and there's some, as you just pointed out too, that every company has a different deal. That every company might have a different deal. Like I said, I have not talked to every single company, of course not. So I grant you that, and I understand where you're coming from. That each company's in a different situation.
What's that game? It's a really good game. SteamWorld Dig 2.
Yes.
I don't know what it costs now physically, but I remember seeing that for like $40, $30 at Best Buy physically. The game is $20 digitally. It came out digital first, and it was more expensive physically. I could only imagine they bumped up the price because of it's either one or two reasons. Cartridges cost more, and they had to do what they needed to do to offset that, or they felt people will be willing to pay that amount of money for that game physically, right?
Yeah, I'm also thinking the latter than anything, but go ahead. Yeah.
And to me, I don't really see the like even if we were to say Capcom is price gouging, I wouldn't use the term price gouging if you know the audience and you know they're going to pay more money and you run a business. I don't know why that would be a problem. When if the majority of the people are happy to pay $10 more for those Resident Evil games, and then you got these small group of people that want to complain about it, even though most of the small group of people have admitted they will pay more money.
No. I'm not denying what you just said right there, and that's what I'm trying to say. You're right. I'm not denying that because if people as a company, if people you could tell them, hey, this food is not good for you, but they still buy it. Then what? Hey, the company sells it and people buy it. That's the audience for it.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
For me though, it's just I know that. Let me say now. I know I speculate through me watching the step-by-step play. This fuck Capcom move, like I said, came from, as silly as it sounds, it came from Monster Hunter World. It has not stopped, and it doesn't really matter what Capcom has done, because look, Okami didn't come out physical in America. They hated them for that. The fact that RE0 and 1 can't both be on the cartridge, even though from what I've seen, they would have to get the 32 gig cart, and they only working with the 16. So that I would only imagine if they did get the 32 gig card, that would be more money. But then I see other games that have done it. Like Square did it. Square's doing it with Final Fantasy X and X-2, and I barely hear anybody complain about that. And as somebody who has the Vita version and knows that the Vita version does the same thing. The first game's on the cart, you got to download the second. In my mind, I'm just like, I get you want it all on physically. But as you can see, this is not just a one-off thing with one company. This has been a consistent thing where certain games that can't fit, and it may be two in a pop, they separate them. Even Nintendo did it, or Sega, whoever you want to blame with Bayonetta. But see, no one complained about Bayonetta. I can tell you why. We all know why they didn't complain when Bayonetta did. They kind of sucked their teeth at it. They didn't really complain. They complain when everybody else do it because we already know a lot of Nintendo fans have a little issue with most third-party companies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny it.
Then if they really don't like you, like imagine if EA don't even really release that on the Switch as far as I know. Imagine if EA did it. It'd be in the damn world. See, Capcom, they still kind of like them to a certain extent because they got games they like. But the fuck Capcom will remain. It doesn't matter really what Capcom does. Until Capcom, they want, like, the request I've heard of Nintendo fans since the Switch is dropped is ridiculous. Heard Nintendo fans say, Rockstar, put GTA 5 on the Switch. Even if you lose money doing it.
Yeah, the one, dude, because when you say that, when you said that, Triple M was like, that's what Terminator Juice said. I was like,
yeah, he said put it on the Switch, and a lot of people agree with him. Put it on the Switch. You already made like $1 billion. So what's a couple million loss?
I disagree with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they say things that are really out there, and to be honest with you, most of them, when you like even break it down, it's like they don't understand anything you're saying. So it's at a certain point, it's just like,
like I said before, I have to be honest with you. I think you last time it was on the voice chat when you was in the chat down there and stuff. Like, I have stopped watching Juices Loose and those guys. I unsub because it's so weird that these are the same people who was back in the Switch, and I switched the Wii U or whatever, and they were talking, and they have gone a weird route that makes no sense to me. It's like they're basically walking back what they said in the Wii U era. I'm like, what the? You can't say that when you used to say this. It's weird. And they've done that, and I'm not talking. I mean, literally, I'm so from Terminator. I'm so from because the one that took me for Red Knight. When Red Knight said there was a podcast he had with Clockton and all those guys, and he was like, "This is why the Switch pushed. This is why Nintendo pushed this game, this lazy trailer back because they got another." I'm like, at the time they were going through a hurricane and a hurricane and an earthquake, dude. What the frig? Why would you say that? People is losing their lives and shit.
They don't listen. They say, like I said, they say the craziest things.
I know. I just said that's what I said. When he said that,
when they say that stuff though, that like, I don't unsubscribe because, you know, I'm not gonna lie. On a certain level, I find it funny that me just existing bothers them. Like, I don't want to say
okay then.
I could come in there and just say, hey. And
you just like to mess with people.
No, I don't like messing with people.
Be honest.
I don't like messing with people. No, I don't like.
You just laugh when you just said it, so you get enjoyment out of it.
It's not messing with them. I actually find what they do interesting because it's weird. I'm not, you know, some people, like, I'm not gonna lie. Some things that are odd in this world, it's a little attractive. It's weird how strongly they like. I don't get it. I love video games and everything, but I don't understand how, like, they like it to the point, like, this, they like Nintendo to the point that they don't really even play the games like that as much as they may claim.
Talk about it. Yeah, I know. I saw that too.
Yeah, I think these are people that don't feel like they fit anywhere else, so they just latch on the gaming because that's the easiest thing to kind of feel included in, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because gamers are really open. Like, really, to be honest, most people who play games will really, like, if you say, hey, I never played a game before, show me how to, you know, what game, you know, most people will be like, oh, I'll tell you what you need to play by, you know, so maybe they just, but some of them, see, the funny thing is that when I watch the Juices Luke sometime, the youngest guy on there, I think his name is Robert.
Yeah.
I can tell at times, he don't be sipping the Kool-Aid.
No, I think he's too. He's a weird happy that kind of freaks me the hell out. But yeah, he doesn't. No, I got what you're saying.
Sometimes he realizes when they be talking crazy because they do.
Yeah, like I said, okay. Well, maybe because you're younger than me, you have more time on your hands. I just don't. If I can avoid bullshit, I try to avoid bullshit.
I don't look. I don't. When I go in there, I mostly don't say anything anymore because shit. Last time I was in there, I was talking normal. I always talk normal. I don't never do nothing to provoke them, but it like what provokes them.
It transgressed them down.
The things that provoke them, like, is I remember when I first got my Switch, and this is before I beat Zelda. But I was like, you know, Juice was asking me because I've been in Juice chat and I've been talking, and he would never respond to me. I wasn't looking for him to do it because I just started talking to people in his chat. Yeah. He didn't begin to actually speak to me directly until I said it was like last year or whatever year it was, I bought a Switch on my birthday, and I'm like, yo, I got the Switch. That's when he started to directly talk to me. That's let you know how strange this thing is. He asked me what did I think of Zelda, and at the time I was like, Zelda's pretty good. It's pretty great. I'm thinking it's about an 8 out of 10, as long as nothing else happens. And then he got pissed. I said it was 8. That's what I mean. Like I'm not in there like fuck Nintendo or something. It just that bothers them.
I can't do that. But again, you can't. But the funny part is that bothers them. But again, last year they said there was no games on the Switch. I'm like, what the hell are you?
That's like in January.
Oh, that's no. I got, like I said, I'll do it. I listened to 2 podcasts in 2018, and when I saw it goes a weird way, I was like, okay. And like you, I'm the kind of person like I literally reached out to Tony Juice, say, hey, Juice, let's do a one-on-one. I want something just feels weird. I would like to have a chat with you, and he never responded. So I was like, all right, well, that's how you want to do it.
I don't think he's the type of person to talk.
Well, here's the thing. No, here's the thing. Back in the Wii U era, it was no problem. I would give responses to then, but I ain't got none since the Switch. Since like the last half.
You would talk to him directly.
Directly, yeah. Not on. I didn't do the on air thing because I was on his podcast as well too with the Xenoblade thing.
I think Juice is. And this ain't a joke. Like this is something about Juice. You know what I'm saying? Juice might not be. I'm not being funny. It just may not all be.
Hey, all I know is I got you. All I know is including when Zen Game was attacking him. Like I was like, dude, like I was on his side. Like yeah, Zen, that was kind of crazy how you attacking a man for just having his opinions, and then look what's happening now with Juice. It's like
it's I like clocked it. I actually like listening to his videos, but I remember maybe a few weeks back, he put up a post on Twitter, Mad World, and he was like, "Oh, I hope they make a sequel." So I said,
"We kind of did."
I said I thought Anarchy Reigns was the sequel.
It was,
and then he goes to say, "See, I didn't understand. I'm telling him that because he said I hope they make a sequel. I know they made a sequel. I'm informing him of a game because in my brain, I'm like, well, he don't know that this is a sequel. Maybe he don't know it's already out. He can go play it." He took that as me being negative. And I'm like, I told him, I said, look, there's no way you could think what I said was negative unless somebody, because me and you barely interact, somebody has influenced
you about
and I'm negative. Yeah. And he was just like, well, some of the things you do, then he said some twice. So that's 2 sums. That sounds like a small amount. Some of the things I do, he deems negative or as he said, unnecessary. And I'm like, yo, most people will have something negative about them, but you're off the rip thinking I'm being negative because I informed you of another video game. I don't know how to take that stuff. So that's what I mean. Like the oddity, the growing up ain't just the Nintendo fans. The growing up is also
it's most gamers. That's on this YouTube kind of setup on Twitch. Most gamers, because holy crap.
Yeah, like I'm seeing people complain about Devil May Cry's microtransactions. Like everybody's saying you don't have to buy them. They're just there for those people who I guess want to pay for.
And I'll say this too, because you did brought up that point with the microtransactions. And Doc said the same thing too. I got more time, I got whatever it is. And I said there's a negative aspect to the microtransaction. You don't gotta pay for it. I get that. That's never been my qualm as it is. My qualm is what's going on right now. A lot of games now doesn't have the soul in it no more. It just don't feel like they put the time into the game.
Oh, well, everybody's saying Devil May Cry 5 is top notch. So
no. I'm not saying. No, I'm talking the gaming industry as a whole.
Oh, okay.
All these companies keep on doing stuff like that. That's what I said. Microtransactions as the game as a whole. No, Devil May Cry. People say it's a good game and everything. Kenoshi has it, and like I said, if I pick up an AMD graphics card, I can get it for free, and I might do that. Still waiting to see what AMD's doing for the midsummer with Navi, and see what's going on with that. But I'm talking about a bunch of games in general. Like a lot of games in general don't feel by the numbers. Like right now, because I've gone back and because I'm busy and I'm not doing videos as much as I used to, I've gone back and just choose games that I like. Like he's 8. Of course, it was on Vita. It was all those games. That was a great RPG. I just finished it, and I'm very pleased with what happened in that game. It was not by the numbers. It didn't have the usual Japanese tropes with the RPG characters. You didn't try to play that fake love interest. It was just straight. Hey, this happened. A plot twist. This happened. Another plot twist. It was like, where are these games at?
Like I was just playing. It's funny. I went from one level 5 game to the next. I was playing Rogue Galaxy on the PS4, PS2 game, but
yeah,
I didn't like it because I really like Dark Cloud 2, and that game is similar. But that game got a lot of and I looked up online because I thought I was doing something wrong, and everybody's like, "No, this game is highly pacing's bad." Like they say, the story is good. Those cutscenes in that game still look great to this day. The story is interesting. Yeah. The combat's good, but the problem is that it's so unbalanced. And I've seen too many reviews of people say if you're not like the whole beginning of the game is basically you getting wrecked. But what you got to do to survive is just stop past potions to keep, because that's the only way to heal. Yeah. And then the midway through the game, you get like attacks that wipe out the whole team, the whole enemy squad, like in one move. And I'm like, that doesn't sound fun. I don't want to like.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
I'm overpowered.
No,
it's cool. So
Yeah, you're correct. And that's what I like about this Ys game, in my opinion. It has it's not super balanced, of course, but it's super balanced. Sorry, it's not a balanced game, but it's so close to 50 of it. It makes you it push you forward that you want that you're not overpowered. You're not over. I beat the game with 79 level 79. And I still have 3, and then there were like 3 raids to do in the game. And I played the first raid, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm still getting my ass whooped. And this is on regular. It's not even on normal, which now with the Game Plus, you could go in higher levels. So I was like, shit, I'm liking how this, and again, I didn't even like it when I thought that, I literally thought I beat the game. And because the way I played the game, I got a true ending. So I thought I beat the game, and it was like, oh, no, you got to fight this other boss. I was like, oh, crap. I didn't prepare for that thing at all, but I made it through because I know how to play the game by now. But my point is, those are games like Falcom. I give credit to Falcom because that's the people who created the game. They created that. They created Trials of Cold Steel. I am going to pick up PlayStation 4 so I can play 3 and 4. Okay, coming to the console. 3 is already there. And I want to pick up and play 4, but it's weird that I'm finding these niche games now that are people are putting their soul, and you feel that the game is worth your time. And then there's a lot of games where it's just like, and for me, I don't buy them. So like you were saying with the whole, Nintendo fans, they're gonna buy. Excuse me, I apologize. You're gonna buy this game, but it's like $60,000 stuff. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I don't double talk myself. I don't, if I feel like it's not, like I said, a difference of opinion on how a thing is, you think it's not gouging. And again, from the point of business, I understand it. I'm not saying that part, but I get where you're coming from. But if I want to say like, okay, $60 when it's 20 on the others, I'm not gonna buy the game. For me, I'm not. So, but they have enough people who buy it. Just like people who say we don't want all the microtransactions, like you said yourself, but people still buy the games and use the microtransactions. So so I don't consider myself a part of that. When you say that, when you say stuff like the stuff like that, I understand where you're coming from, and you're saying it. And I'm like, well, I know I'm not a part of that team because I don't do that crap. I'm not. Yeah. If I say, hey, you do. Like, I literally done a video with Activision. I literally done a video with Capcom too. Like, I pick up Monster Hunter Stories. I love the game, and I would keep on picking up all these weird games like Starlink. I like Starlink. And here's the thing. I said I was, and anybody could go back and see. I said I was going to pick up that game before Star Fox was even added to it, because I like space shooters, and that was a game that I was looking forward to. So I'm happy that Nintendo and Ubisoft came together and they're going to add extra levels into the game coming April. But I picked up the game because it was genuinely something or whatever. I am a Nintendo fan, but you ain't gotta flash a Nintendo character in front of me to go buy it. That
is one of the issues though. Like,
no, you're right. No, you are correct.
That is, I don't think there's nothing wrong with any of the companies, like, you know, a third party game getting the rights to have a character of a first party title. I don't think that's wrong with that, but it tends to be that when Nintendo does it, I feel like the gamers, they really, like, a lot of them are only buying it because they're there, and if they weren't there, they wouldn't care about that damn game.
No, you're right. No, you are correct, and that's why the Starlight got sold more on the Switch than any other console again. And because of the Star Fox thing, which I've told many people already, I did a video about it. I said it was like, it's not a Star Fox game. It's just not. I played all the Star. I have every Star Fox game. It is not a Star Fox game. Have I played with mostly the Arrowwing? Yeah, but I played with the other fighters too, because it just don't feel right just playing with Star Fox. It just feels so weird, and the controls are so different. So I was gonna play the game no matter what it is and have the fun, like just like Mario Rabbids. That is a Nintendo setup that's different, but it is a freaking good game because I love Codename Steam. I like and I used to love. Don't get me wrong, I used to love it. I don't like it as much now, but I will play it still if they do, which is XCOM. Because I like those styles of game.
But like for me, it's like I think third parties now get it, you know, especially Ubisoft. See, the problem with that though is Ubisoft probably gets it, other companies probably don't. When they do stuff like that, team up with Nintendo and have some type of like, Nintendo fans are very I don't know what the word is. It's like it's like, you know, you ever heard, like, you know, if you feed a dog, it's loyal to you. Start feeding, it's gonna, you know, attack you.
Yeah,
that's how they act, but they love Bethesda, despite them all saying Bethesda makes broken games. They shit on Fallout 76, but as long as Bethesda continues to give them,
trust me, I literally laughed my ass off.
You know, as long as they give them Switch games. Dude. You know, they'll, to a certain extent, they'll be fine with them because, you know, last E3, Nintendo fans were still a little pissed that 76 didn't come out, but it was fine because it ended up being broken. I didn't want it.
Look, when I listened to Tim Howard say what he had to say, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a huge game."
No, Todd Howard. I like Todd
Howard. Todd Howard
is a pimp. He got on stage with his Jerry curl.
Whatever.
Look. It's one of the reasons why I love Nintendo. Nintendo be pimping. Look, how many other companies have came out and said, "Yo, we've been dealing with some technical difficulties with this game. We're gonna have to delay." They shit on everybody else. Nintendo come out and do the same thing with Metroid, and everybody like, finally a studio admitting that they had an issue, and they just telling us customers. You know how many times Square came out and said, "Hey, we done ran into an issue with a director done left with this Final Fantasy VII remake. We ran into an issue with some technical problems, so we're gonna have to delay it." And they shit on them every time they do that. Nintendo does it. They love them. It's just fun. It's just kind of funny.
I got what you're saying. You see my video about. I don't think you see, but my video about the Metroid thing. I said what I said about that too. I'm like, no, and I'm happy that they got pushed back because of I know the little intricacies beyond it and where we're gonna go. I was like, that's gonna be a shitty Metroid. Don't do it. I don't, because I literally made a reply to Mr. T when Mr. T did a video a long time ago talking about Metroid needs to become. They need to do Metroid kind of like the call. I'm like, no, that you're watering down the game and you're making it like another game. Don't copy and paste the shit. I already don't like Metroid fans already, even though I am a Metroid fan. I don't like already because They talk the shit, but they don't buy the shit, which I hate.
Yeah,
your stance.
Say again?
Go ahead, Konoshi.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like they are the loudest people when it comes to Metroid games not being.
But they don't buy the shit.
Yeah, when they make them, it's like, no, we're not gonna buy it. We're just gonna sit here and scream about Metroid games and not actually.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Star Fox.
It's Federation Force 2. That's what I hope Prime. As I should say, Metroid Prime 4 Federation Force 2. That's what I hope it says. I hope shit is the Switch.
You know what? I wouldn't be angry.
Blitzball, whatever that shit was called. All that's back.
Look, I bought every Metroid game and I played Federation Force. That's the only game I'm not 100% because I needed. It's built to multiplayer, and I'm not a multiplayer person, but I beat the game. I enjoyed it, but it's just these guys talk all this crap. It's just like I said. I broke down Star Fox Zero. Star Fox Zero. You're right. Nintendo fans was asking for specific things, and Nintendo gave them every single thing they wanted, and they still went out there and buy the game. So it's like, what the hell?
They don't support. They're too fickle. Like that. That's what I've been trying to tell a lot of Nintendo fans. See, they don't see it like I see it because I'm not a fickle. Like you gotta like do some real shit for me to be like I'm not buying from you. Nintendo fans at one point in the Wii U era, I kind of felt like, oh man, Nintendo fans are not to be played with because y'all were like, I'm boycotting this third party game. This ain't right. This ain't fair. Blah blah blah.
Well,
blah.
hell, the first time me and you, I responded to one of your videos. The first time I started your video, and when you were saying with the Splatoon thing, I was like, okay, tell everybody to talk about this guy Grim. I heard his video. I'm like, oh, he said boycott it. Do what you gotta do. I don't care. It's your money. When you guys let somebody else tell you what to do with your own cash, what the frick?
Yeah, but the reason I was saying it because I've seen them boycott third party for voice chat purposes. But then when that Splatoon came around, it was all this. See, that's what was a little confusing. I'm like, y'all seem to be on the same page. But now Nintendo does it. Now it's like we got these excuses for them, and it's like, oh,
well, you saw it way different than I did it because I saw the opposite way where people was like, oh, I don't want that because of voice chat and everything. This game needs the voice chat and all stuff. I saw Nintendo fans were saying that.
I saw both sides, but it was a lot of people that were on one side, doing boycotts for third party, and then flipping because this is now Nintendo doing the same thing. Now it's a different story. See, that was my angle. Like, why is it different? Because Nintendo did it. Well, they said it's a new IP, and I can make a bunch of excuses too. You don't get third party games like that on this Wii U system, not the major ones. You might want to not boycott nothing. I could make, we could all make arguments, but I was thinking like y'all have principles, y'all have standards. And I can respect someone standing up for those things, but when it's Nintendo going against your standards, now it's fine. See, that's when it was. I didn't get it. If I get it now. It's just the bias. They have an extreme bias and attach. Like I noticed something about certain gamers, and it's just not Nintendo fans. A quick story. I was in a Sony group, and there's a guy. It was two guys I knew that were heavy into Sony. They used to get extremely upset with me because it wasn't because I said nothing about them. It was I didn't like a Sony game that they like or some weird shit like that. And finally, one day I asked them, like, what is your PlayStation background? Because I've been playing PlayStation since the first one, since PlayStation 1. So I'm like, what is your PlayStation background? One of them was like, well, when I was a kid, my mother didn't let me play games, and I always wanted PlayStation 1 and 2, and I could never get one because she wouldn't let me. And then I started to realize, okay, so you don't even have a connection like you were playing it. It seems like you got like an attitude towards your family set up. The other gentleman. I don't. I'm not being. It's not making fun of them. I started to realize the ones that really have this really strong connection. It's just like I remember Terminator just told that story about him buying the GameCube, and I thought it was just such the oddest story in the world. He was like, I was in high school. I went to I forgot what his store said, to pick up his pre-order GameCube, and he said he felt embarrassed because even though nobody was saying that to him, he felt embarrassed because he had already heard everybody call it like the kiddie box and he felt like maybe he wasn't. Like he was saying some shit like this on camera.
That's
no. I know. I know. I've heard that not Terminator Juice only. I've heard other gamers have said certain things about that. It was like, and it's going like what you were saying. You were saying in that video was like they're playing. Oh, now that Nintendo fans are playing these kiddie games and stuff. So what is it you can't be in? And I've said it many times. Like it's video games. I don't care. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer because I don't like Call of Duty and all the graphical whatever stuff. Like Kenoshi never asked about it because they asked the question. No, it wasn't Kenoshi. It was basically I forget. It was they asked me why I'm not with Mortal Kombat. Okay, me personally got some. I don't like the whole line and stuff again. But again, that's me, not nobody else. With how they do, how they're doing some of the setups for the game and then pre-orders or whatever. I said, okay, and I know that they're gonna do a definitive edition and all that crap. So that's just me personally. That's me hung up on that. But I don't buy it, so I don't buy it. That's just what it is. But literally, it was because you asked me why did I'm not a Metro, I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan. I said after Mortal Kombat Ultimate, it just never clicked to me anymore because I hated that whole because later they literally put in that whole button lag thing. I hate. I like pressing the button and I get my move set whatever. I don't like having that lag.
I thought it was too slow. At least the newer ones, I thought they were too slow.
You don't like Mortal Kombat fights are like I actually like Mortal Kombat way better than Street Fighter, but Mortal Kombat today is kind of like if you input the combo button combination, does it how fast you do it don't match the speed of the animation.
Exactly. No, that's what I said. That's the button lag.
I don't really think. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's lag, but I don't really look at it as lag. I look at it as it's like I'm typing in an input, and it's kind of like when you sometimes when you do moves on Tekken, you'll have to press a button to do something, but the character actually doesn't do anything. But you have to press the button to finish. It's a whole combo string, and the character doing these things where they're not doing nothing. But you have to press the button to finish the move off. Yeah, they kind of do stuff like that more.
I'm just saying it feels weird to me. It's a personal thing, of course. So yeah, it's a personal thing for me. It feels like I said. The last fighting game I played with Blade Strangers, and it feels satisfying just putting out these crazy combos and just have. But I felt good because I'm doing it, interacting with the player. Like when I played, like I said, I'm in North Carolina. Double A's in California. We were testing out the online, and for us to be fighting like that, and the fight was that Chris, like he was right beside me. I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I've played Mortal Kombat games again. It's just that whole trying to run up and do a combo like you said. It just feels my eye and my mind. It just feels weird. And I don't like that feeling. Just me personally. Again, this is just like I said. I know when you that's why I like talking to you because again when you say about the fans and stuff, I know you're talking about some in some cases which is I still have some Nintendo fans do have this how should I say it, like we are bred, and I said this to Triple M. Nintendo did bred us to be a certain way that I have no problem playing in. I've never, if I have to be honest, I've never bought a Nintendo game that I have played. But that's again because I pick up what I like. But I've never picked up a Nintendo game and said, "Wow, I was a little disappointed in this game because it doesn't work right. It is the ain't nothing about graphics because I'm not that, but it doesn't work right. The bugs has a problem here, whatever. Even the one where I thought that was going to be a problem." It was like, oh no, it really does work the way it's supposed to work. So that's good. They have a certain standard, and I've been to all these major companies, and they said when it comes to standard, Nintendo has a standard. Okay, but I think, like you were saying with Terminator Juice with the Lunchbox and stuff, I think these guys, now that the Switch is popular and is not down there, they also Nintendo get a bad rep from since the 64 era, and it's like these guys need that. I don't know what you call it. That what's that syndrome? What they call it? The battle wife syndrome. Like you need somebody to shit on you just to make you feel comfortable. Like you can't like, okay, I like the game. Okay, you're a weeaboo. You like, I'm like, and what? Like for me, I don't care what you call me. I'm enjoying the games I'm paying.
Well, speaking of, well, we could let me briefly bring up Mortal Kombat.
Go ahead.
Just recently, again, I'm just bringing it up. It's not.
No, go ahead.
No issues with Shadow Fox, but I'm on Twitter and I see him like complain. Like, what's so funny? I follow a lot of Nintendo people, and most of it is them complaining all day.
I got you. No, I won't surprise.
Arguing somebody about some odd shit, and he's like complaining that we have not seen the Switch version of Mortal Kombat 11. Now, to be fair, I don't know if we've seen the mobile version either, but I was saying in my stream, as far as I know, the Switch version is I don't know if it's made by the same people. It may be, but the point is, I don't ever know a time where they show the worst version of the game. That is an assumption. For all I know, it could be identical, even though they already said it ain't going to be. They already said they're going to have to make downgrades for the Switch version, so it's not going to be identical. But if it's going to be downgraded, why would they show that version? Matter of fact, as far as I know, they've been showing Xbox One X version, which is the highest console version you can get. Why would they show the Switch version? I'm sure they're going to show it eventually, but it's kind of like,
I would say, you would have to show a trailer scene.
But they're saying like, why aren't you showing it now? It's like, well, they're advertising now, and most companies advertise.
It goes back to what I was saying with the Pokemon stuff. It's coming to the Switch. Just wait until you see, when it come out for it. That's all. But again, gamers have become impatient now.
Well, I don't think it's an impatient. I think that stems from the battered wife syndrome. They have it's like again, a lot of them will never probably admit it. They have an issue off the rip with third party. I mainly believe because of the 64 era, because Nintendo was doing shit they didn't like, and a lot of them left. And they've been kind of sprinkling back here or there every now and again, but they still came back full force.
Look, I understand you coming.
I think that's still the problem.
I get where you're coming from, and when you say that. For me, it's not, because you and Keys was on when I was in France, and you guys was asking why I'm a Nintendo fan and all that stuff, and I told you that when I was in France 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not hang up on that stuff. Again, my thing is, I back on my talk. If I have a problem with third parties because of because I've seen the deals and stuff behind the scenes. That's why I have a problem with third parties in most cases. Not all, but most parties. But again, I have never said that I would never buy a game from the companies if they just, they put out a good game. I never said that, because games are games, in my opinion. And
they just have like, for you, like, as long as the game is good, you have interest in it, and they're not doing something like egregious to you, you'll get it when you would feel like getting it.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, the game could be good, because I it's some other stuff I want to talk about, but the game could be good.
Uh-huh.
But if all these other things, like, for example, Mortal Kombat 11 could be the best it possibly can be on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them still won't buy, because they'll say, well, you never showed it off like the other versions. You didn't treat it the same.
Or let's add on to what you just said.
Emotional. Like,
add on to what you just said right there, which is basically, it's gonna get downgraded. So what? Does it play good? Can I still do the moves like I see the characters do the moves? Yeah, then I don't care.
Yeah, I'm just saying they want everything. And then the thing is, not Shadow Fox. I think Shadow Fox is very much in the loop with other things gaming. But I remember when it first got announced for Switch, just listening to Terminator Juice and the podcast, and the only person that knew anything again was Robert, because Robert, I think he likes Nintendo and may prefer it, but he clearly plays other things.
He does play other games. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and they're like, why does Raiden look like this? Like, he doesn't. Like, I'm like, when the last time y'all played Mortal Kombat? And they didn't answer me, but they eventually just told when. And like, I ain't played Mortal Kombat since the 64. And I'm like, Mortal Kombat 4 and like 90 something. Like, I know you don't know why Raiden looks like. They're like, Scorpion looks completely different. I can't even tell that Scorpion anymore. And I'm like, Scorpion Scorpion looks how he always looked. Obviously, he's more modernized, but
yeah, and his mask is different a little bit.
Scorpion was a ninja with, if you want to say that's yellow, gold, whatever color that's supposed to be, that's what he looks like. And just
they changed up the characters, the character designs. I got no problem with that.
I get they changed the character design, but just listening to what they were like, why is Sonya Blade wearing spandex, or what was she wearing in the original one, like kind of like a gym outfit or something similar? And I'm thinking to myself, like, y'all, the reason they look this way is because if you played them, you know why.
Well, again, the story changed because now she's the leader of the because with her Sonya and Johnny's daughter.
But it's not the point that they don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's not the point that they don't know. I don't want people to get that. They're shitting on the game. You understand? They're not just saying this like, I wonder why they like this. No, they're just talking shit.
Okay.
Because of their lack of information. And they feel that, like, they were like, Sonya Blade is dressed like this because of the feminist movement or something. Like, I'm like, what is happening?
You know what's funny? But like I said, look at me. Like, I don't play the game, but I know more about this, what's going on.
But my point to say all that was to say that it reinforces my idea that a lot of these guys, when the third party left, they left the third party as well. They're out of the loop. They don't really know they don't know a lot of things.
No, I get what you're saying.
But their opinion and how they speak, and sometimes they will outwardly just say they know things they don't know. And it comes from a strange place. That's why I was bringing that up.
Because it was weird. Well, for me, like Triple A was bringing up when he was looking in the chat in that one of that video with the Pokemon stuff, and he was like, where Red Knight was saying this, he's like, Triple, like, wait a minute, you're the same person who defended Mario 3D World, talking about the graphics gonna get better and all that stuff, and now you just saw the first little small trailer, now you're shitting on it. What the heck's going on with you guys?
Right now, the Nintendo, like, I'm gonna tell you something else is going on. It's this weird, we must now praise the Wii U thing going on, and we must now shit on Nintendo to a certain extent. Like Juice and them was shitting on Nintendo a couple podcasts ago, and it was funny.
Couple.
Well, no.
He's been shitting on Nintendo for months.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
This whole podcast, it was just like I don't remember nothing else but them shitting on it.
Okay.
Like, it was just dedication.
Okay.
But the funny part was, like, it was a part of the podcast where somebody said, "Okay, guys, we got to stop like shitting on them." Like,
Doc told me about it.
Like they're offending the gods or something. But see, I've heard them say Nintendo is God. So when I say it's strange, it's not coming from thin air. Like, when I hear stuff like that, I know Mr. T was like, "Oh, it's just like when the rappers say they're gods," and I'm like, yeah, and I think that's about as just weird, Mr. T. That's it's so different. That's strange. And it's different when the rapper themselves say that they are that. You are calling a company a god. Yeah, you're just a customer. You don't work there. You don't have any stake in them. You didn't build it. That's strange. And then to know your affinity for them is so strong that, problems arise. And that's not to single him out because he's not the only one. They all I know. They a lot of Nintendo fans do that, and again, I already said my theories. I've said them a billion times. But it comes a time, like, that's why I said in my video, when do they grow up? Like, when do they realize, like,
okay, no, I got you saying
it's time to let go of that hatred you have for corporations that don't know you from nothing, and you not buying their stuff for some weird shit that happened in the 90s with the 64 don't affect them at all. Like, when Nintendo fans think that companies live and die by Nintendo, but a lot of these third parties haven't even been fucking with Nintendo like that for years, generations, and they still think like they still live. I think they still live in the 80s. They still think it's NES days. They think it's still like that. It's not like that. And it's nothing. if you like, it's not about liking Nintendo. I like Nintendo too, but it's this extreme. It's no different than, to take the heat off the Nintendo fans. It's just like I met Sony people that threatened to kill me because I don't like the last one.
I gotta say this.
I'm saying, so it's not just them.
No,
but
I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh at something though. You Triple M bought it, so he had to play the video twice. In that video, when he's like, Xbox fans got because they got no games to play.
Xbox fans ain't got what?
Xbox fans ain't got no complaint because they got no games to play. That's what you said in the video. Trip replayed it over. I was like, damn.
One thing I noticed is that anytime like a corporation, like the Nintendo fans, a lot of them on YouTube that I know of, they doing a lot of talking right now because when I bring stuff up, like we had a discussion about Nintendo. It's like, to me, I like Travis Strikes Again, but to be honest, that was one game, and since then, everything else that came on Switch is multi-platform. So if you're a multi-platform owner, it's not really per se a reason to buy the Switch version. I mean, you got your reasons, portability and all that stuff, but I'm just arguing we've been getting a big chunk of Kingdom Hearts 3, RE2. Now, all those games may be your thing, but a lot of them games ain't even on the Switch. I think all of them ain't on the Switch. Yeah, and we're in the biggest game coming out right now is Yoshi, right? Which I'm looking forward to. But when I argue, it's been like 3 months, and everybody else getting all this shit, and Switch ain't getting it. And then now you see this influx of Nintendo fans upset right now. I think it's just because of that. They won't ever say that, but I think the reason why I see a lot of them mad right now is they ain't got shit to play. If they had a bunch of shit to play, they'll be quiet.
Oh, at the very least, they'll be talking. And that's why I can't make the argument because I don't know. Like with Juice, like you said, there's nothing to play. I'm like, okay, but then it's so weird. He's like, what did he say? I remember he said he bought a PlayStation for the exclusive and I bought a PC for third parties. And then he made an argument for third parties. I'm like, but then if that's the case, then why don't you just play the third party games on the PC? What's the argument? That's what you said.
Because the truth of the matter is, like sometimes when he streams, you see his Steam library. It's like good, maybe 15 games. It's not like he don't really. I can make a bet. He don't play video games like that. Like period. It's not even about Nintendo game. He don't play games like that at all. But he has maybe a high affinity for them in Nintendo, and what he probably does is play a select few games. Like he's always playing Rocket League.
Yeah, that's true. That was a game that he said he was never gonna play that much, but he has.
That might be the game. Like some people are like some people don't. I said this a long time ago. Older people that get into mostly any hobby, but I just argue maybe hobbies normally younger people get into first. Like gaming, when they get into it, they don't come in like, if I want to get into, I don't know, building cars. I don't know shit about building cars and engines. So if I want to learn how to build my own car, which is a hobby people do, I'm going to come in humble and let people know I don't know anything. You got to teach me from the basics up, right? Okay. A lot of older people don't do that because they want to come in like, especially if it's something from their childhood that they don't want to be taking advice from the younger people. So I know everything. I grew up in the 80s and I remember the arcades and blah, 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 blah. And they don't really know anything. They just know what they know what they remember. They know general information. Some things, but they don't want to come in and just be like, listen, I don't play games like that. When last time we heard any YouTuber that's a gamer say, look, I just got into this shit? I can't think of one. They all been gaming for 45 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my problem with that, I remember the 80s and when gaming was first around, is they always think they have this like superiority complex because they were, by happenstance, happen to be born at an earlier time.
Yeah, I can see that. And then, I mean, okay, you said we didn't get Resident Evil remake. Okay, we didn't get which really don't. I wasn't gonna say anything again. Well, I got PC.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
I know that was never coming. I said that. Well, you did.
I think all these games, anybody that's not a Nintendo fan that's crazy knows that none of these will come in. But I don't think nobody we didn't even get an announcement or a rumor that any were coming.
Well, no, it's not even that because you of course you got to go back to the early parts of my channel. I had a with OJ. I had a long with one of his followers. He's like, man, if they do this, I said, Kingdom Hearts 3 ain't coming to the Wii U, dude. Forget about it. It's not. Well, if Nintendo do this and get a stronger system, no. And it ain't about a stronger system. Just let it go. And I was proven correct, but he was delusional in his thinking. I was like,
who was this?
Turner John.
Oh,
I was like, what? Like, dude, calm it down. Just there's games to get like you were saying, Grim. Okay, that's why I said every console has a drought because everybody has something called preference. I get that. That's why I said that in most of my videos and everything. There were games that was released last year. Okay, Nintendo went a certain route that they did. They went and they made money for them because again, I never thought Mario Party would have sold that much. That was the one game that threw me off my prediction winning streak. Excuse me. I predicted what the Switch was going to sell, was going to do, all that stuff. Like I have the most accurate prediction when it comes to what it's going to be because of the business element of what I do. I've been that. But when I saw it sold 5 million in 2 months, I was like, damn, okay, did not see that coming. But going to Terminator, just like there are games out there, like you said, there are indie games out there that are exclusive to the Switch. Why not pick those up?
Because, man, you know why? They ain't, you know, trust me, the indies can be better than the big releases that everybody sees.
I know you know that, yeah. I know you know
but,
that.
But we all know it's kind of like the best way I can put it is like shit, I don't know, like everybody knows what, you know, fucking I don't know, like anything that's name brand. Anything that's name brand, we know what that is. We know what you are. We know who you are. But there's always some mom pop. There's always somebody that could do it way better. But even if you go to them and you know they do it better and you like it better, it ain't got that social aspect of being popular. You know what I'm saying? And some people require that. They want that. Like, you know, there's a lot.
I know what you're saying.
Like a Way Forward is an indie game. Like I got my boy Keys to get. Like I haven't bought it yet, but I was looking at a Way Forward. Like this game looks fun. He ended up getting it before me, and he said he had a good time with it. I don't know if he did it, but the point is, a lot of people say they like it. He could be playing a Way Forward. I thought Travis Strikes Again was good. A lot of them, you know why they didn't buy Travis Strikes Again? They didn't buy that because they felt, oh, this is No More Heroes. No More Heroes has to be AAA, even though I don't think No More Heroes would ever be considered AAA.
Yeah, it was that. But again, when that game came out, I literally said, this is not No More Heroes 3. You guys keep on. Why are you hyping this thing to be No More Heroes 3? It's not.
I enjoyed it, but they didn't want to touch it because in their brain they're like, oh, this is No More Heroes. It has to be a AAA release, even though I don't think anybody would consider No More Heroes 1 or 2 AAA. No. Maybe in quality, but not in budget.
No, it wasn't. And you know what's funny too? Like you said that too, because Triple M said this about, I don't know who was it. Was it Crockett or somebody said that Street of Rage 4 should be a AAA game? I'm like, what? Why?
What game?
Street of Rage 4.
I don't know what that is.
Street of Rage 4.
Oh, Rage 4.
Yeah.
Why is that not? But see, this is the thing about you talking about the one where they, you know, because I get Street of Rage and what's the other one?
Street of Rage 1, 2, and 3. They're gonna do 4.
Nah, I get all them beating them up. Street of Rage, Double Dragon, I get all that shit confused. Street of Rage, Capcom one, I don't remember.
No, Street of Rage is Sega with Grandpa.
So what's
Smash? Axel Adam Skates.
What's that?
Huh?
What's the game with Poison and Hager?
Final Fight.
Oh, okay. See, I got all the shit.
Final Fight is Super Nintendo. Street of Rage was Sega. That's what it was at the time.
Well, I seen what they did with the art style. I like it.
No, I like it too. No, I like it. Yeah. You know, no, he was saying that it should have been a AAA game. He said it should not be any game.
But you know, but I'm saying, like, how much money did he want them to put into the artwork?
Ain't even an art battle. It's that game is a certain type of game. You can't. It's a beat 'em up.
Well, in my eyes, if he wants it to be how it is, but dumped AAA related budget into it, I don't know what else would. It'd be a bunch of blown, wasted money unless it's all going to advertisement. Now, if he means he wanted to be different, well, he talking about maybe what was he want a 3D beat 'em up, in the vein of Urban Reign or what Tekken would do sometimes for a side game, like
Yakuza.
So or like Yakuza. I mean, but see, that's the thing. I just heard Clock. Look, it's funny. Clock that made a video today, and it was a pretty good video, but he said something like, "How can we say like we're not the creators? How can we really dictate what they do?" I told him that on his last video. And he kind of was like, "Oh, come on, Grim. Sometimes we might want things, as customers." But see, for me, yes, of course, when I was a kid, and even sometimes now, I wonder like, what would the sequel of a game be, or my dream version of a game? But it's never a request. It's just me running away with my imagination. It's never.
Well, it's just like the game idea guy. That's what he does.
Yeah, it's just a request. It's just like. Because to be honest, if you ask me, most of the time, I like Dragon Ball Fusions on the 3DS. Mm-hmm. If you ask me what would I want a Dragon Ball Fusion sequel, more stuff. It could be exactly the same. Just give me maybe a different story. Because the first story was fine. Just give me a continuation or a whole different story. Give me a bunch of more characters and stages. I'm simple. It wouldn't be anything beyond that. Just give me more stuff.
I got you.
And then again. It's not. It would just be a thought. It wouldn't see to them. Their thoughts could become requirements, or it's just like the whole thing with Pokemon. And I remember everybody said the new Pokemon should be like Breath of the Wild. Well,
that's what I was saying.
Now they're mad about their own mind conjuring up some shit that was never promised, never mentioned, and anybody like, what's so funny? They prepped for that. I think Nintendo heard enough people say things like that. And I remember not too long ago after Pokemon Go either came out or right before it came out, they put out a statement of the history of Pokemon or something saying Pokemon has always been an RPG gear for kids. It not just kids, but like kids. And it's supposed to be like gamers first RPG. And they said what comes with that is simplicity. Them saying when I'm in a cold region, I have to either have a fire Pokemon out or some warm clothes. They ain't simple. That's a lot of extra shit that the average person. They don't sound like beginner's RPG. That sounds like a complex RPG, and that's not what Pokemon is. Of course, it can change. Of course, it could be something new. But I don't think Nintendo or Game Freak want to change the formula like that. They want to remain how it is, and I think they'll be fine if they keep it like it is. But again, these are the requests of people who, like, again, they'll say, "Oh, I played Pokemon when it first came out." Ask them, how long did you play after that? Most of them would say, "I didn't." So just because you, again, like Kanoshi said, you were born and you at a certain age and you were able to play the first game, or you played the first red, blue, or yellow, you played them. You're now you're the Pokemon, dictator. No. You don't know what Pokemon is like. You don't even fucking care about Pokemon. Most of these guys that's asking for these strange requests for Pokemon don't play the game like that.
Oh, I know. That's why I said I have the same problem with the guys than with the Metroid fans.
Yeah, they don't really play the game like that, but they have all these because what they are trying to do is take something, and this is another part of growing up. They want to take something that's not for them. It's something about it that may have interest them, but overall they don't want it, and they want to take it from who it does interest and bend it to what belong. Like it's like me, as I get older, there are things I used to like that I don't like no more. Things I'm not interested in that I used to be interested in. Of course, I could think of ways that I could take something from the past that I like and make it to something I want today. But what about the people, or not just people, the kids? That when I was a kid, I liked toys. I don't care about toys today. So yeah, I'm sure I can think of a way a toy would be interesting to me right now. Maybe. I never really thought about it, but I'm pretty sure I could come up with something. But by doing that, it may take away from them. if that ever happens. I'm not selfish like that. If the shit ain't for me no more, it's just not for me, and I move on. They want to take everything with them. That's why I say they need to grow up. You might be growing out of some things. It's the same thing where I see like one group of people on Twitter saying, "Oh, you're a man child," and they were saying some other like outlandish things. If you play games that are cartoony and more for kids, and then the other guys say, "Well, you just think you're some." I don't know where they. I don't know what they've been listening to. They're like, "You think you're a macho gamer for playing Grand Theft Auto on these violent games?" And I'm like, "Y'all both are idiots."
Now I did saw that part. I did listen to that part of what you said.
One of you think you're outsmarting the other, but there is a side group of people that's saying, "Listen, play whatever you want, but let's stop." Because the major issue is the people that like myself. I like Grand Theft Auto. I like Kirby. I like all these. I like everything still.
Yeah.
But I'd be a fool to tell you, like these people trying to say Grand Theft Auto and Kirby, because in their brain they grew up in the 80s or they heard the Nintendo rhetoric that games are toys, and because games are toys, they think toys are for kids. They think every toy is for kids, so they think that Grand Theft Auto and Kirby is the same. It's not. Anybody that can see those two games will know that one is for one audience or geared to an audience and the other isn't. And then what they like to say, well, the MSRB say is rated E for everyone. That means everybody, shut up. Shut up. You sound silly. Because the MSRB, what they do is the lowest rating is early childhood, which means 3+. 3+ means 3 and up.
Yeah.
And up goes to how old you want to be. If you want to play, if you want to play fucking what was some early Sesame Street and you're 50, that's your damn business. But let's not pretend like Sesame Street is for a 50-year-old. It's not made for them. It's not. If you saw
I'll give a good example. That did do that and people still play to this day, which is Brain Age. It's built for
Brain Age is for younger. It's an educational thing.
But anybody could play it, and a lot of people who are older were playing it.
Yeah, but we know that it's the market it was for. It's no different than when I was in middle school. The $10 were big. I don't know too many boys that played that. If you were a boy and you played it, that's your business. But when I see Beyonce playing the $10 on commercial, and I see girls, there's just nothing but girls. What is that going to? What most people are going to think is a game for girls. Now, if you're a boy and you want to play it, there's nothing wrong with that. It's your business. You want to play with the dog on the DS, is fine. But someone that's insecure will want to say, "No, look, my dog got the spiky chain." You know what I'm saying? It's for guys. I got a rock brawler. Shut up. No, we know what this is about. Come on, like that. That's the side that I agree with. Like the side that, like the guys that's trying to say Kirby and Grand Theft Auto are the same because the toy. No, stop. They're not the same. You don't murder. You're not. You want to see you. They'll be funny and say, "Well, you kill people by sucking them up in Kirby's mouth." Okay, you're not murdering countless of people for greed. Essentially, it's not happening in Kirby. Kirby is saving the day. And okay, Kirby, I guess if you want to say he killed somebody by sucking them in his mouth and absorbing them, all right, he killed them, fine, but it's still not the same, So that was a big thing going on for a minute. And again, at the center of it seemed to be. I don't know why the Nintendo people have to argue that. You would have to be a blind person to not notice. I like the new Kirby game. I mean Yoshi game coming out. Yeah, Yoshi. They keep trying to make Yoshi on a certain level. I was saying in Yoshi's Island, Yoshi wasn't really cute acting. The art style was, you say cutesy or whatever, but Yoshi was kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't. He didn't behave that way. Everything around him was like that. But now that Yoshi's up here making all these weird noises and dancing, and that's stuff that normally kids, maybe you can even insinuate females would more be geared to. It's trying to be cute. That's not it. I don't think Gears is being cute. the murdering and the blood and the heads exploding. It's not, it's not the same.
Well, okay, no, you're in the same category as me. I'm playing a game that's fun. I don't really care about the whole that stuff. Like I said, I will play late. I still, technically speaking, I gotta get that game because I will finish my collection. That and Azura's Legacy. Those are the two games for Leighton I need to finish up to finish my collection. But I'll play a game like that, or play, like I said, Yoshi's coming out. Yeah, I'll buy Yoshi. Hell, I have not beaten Yoshi on the Wii U, which I had fun playing the game. I had fun playing Yoshi Wooly's World. No problem with having that game. Hell, when I went to Japan, I picked up a couple of the Woolly amiibos. I brought it back. I get what you're saying. Like I said, I'm secure. Like I said, I don't give a damn what people say about me to a degree. I don't. I live my life. I do what I have fun and whatever it is. I mean, as long as if you ain't messing with three things I've said before, if you ain't messing with my money, my family, and my food, I don't give a damn. You can say what you want to say. Hell, even you realize it's something you have done your real podcast, you can call me the N-word. I don't care. You're not paying me nothing. So say what you want to say.
People just don't want to admit, this is a little out top, but I saw Twitter is funny. That's why I mostly read. I don't
see, that's the difference between me and y'all. Say that. You're right. And that's why I don't be on Twitter, because I can't.
Well, I got back on Twitter. Really, I only had a Twitter. My original Twitter. This is my second one because I made a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I stopped doing YouTube, and I made another one because I'm doing YouTube again. Okay. But I don't really use Twitter outside of the fact that I'm sharing my videos and interacting with people that I know from YouTube.
Okay.
But, recently, I see, the controversy behind the Captain Marvel movie, and Dr. Trey is like, this is not a movie for feminists. This is not this. If you're saying this, you're just ignorant. And I'm like, Dr. Trey, I don't know what woman you're trying to cape for right now, but you're blind.
Oh, I saw the movie. Oh boy, I did a review on Facebook about that movie, and one of the people was a female who I'm cool with, and she was like, I said literally, they kind of like you. I said, look, everybody has opinions. Like I said, my girl Joy, she's in the chat right now. She loved the movie. She said it was a solid movie. That's good for her. For me, looking at the MCU and seeing what this movie's done, it's the weakest movie I've seen in the universe. It just is.
It's not even the. A lot of people saying it's weak, but it's not even just that it's weak. It's the reason I even brought up Dr. Trey in this conversation was to say that it's something about people like we got to just start admitting things for what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the same connection back with the games. Some games are more for children, some aren't. I don't know why, but I mean, look, there's a small chance that maybe in his brain he don't see what anybody else talking about, but Dr. Trey is saying there was no man bashing, there's no this and this woman.
Oh, it was in there, but I didn't care for that stuff. Like I literally
had to tell him, well, you do know that man bashing and this, that, and the third, it was just basically the most negative of the feminist movement you could see. Wow. She explained it. The movie does have feminist stuff in it.
It does.
And
I did, and what I did, and to be not to cut you off, but even in my review on Facebook, and I said it, I glanced over that a little bit because I was like, because I just didn't want to get with it because Facebook is more of, it's not insular. People would say a lot more crap, and I don't care, but I'm just saying that. So I just said, hey, there's politics in there, and I'll just throw that aside. I just talked about the continuity of the movie itself. So that I said it for like a couple seconds, and I glimpsed it out. But it is in there. You're right, it is in there.
Yeah, but he had, people are like, yo, this movie has this stuff. Like, let's not play the I'm blind game. Like that. Don't just ignore shit just for some agenda you may have or some reason. That's what's going on with a lot of people today. That's why we're really entering the fucking Twilight Zone. Like in a minute, people are gonna witness like crazy shit happen, and everybody's just it's not even gonna be that coerced. They're just gonna all collectively agree they didn't see it happen.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because they have an agenda, and they're more hive than anything today. So, I'm like, how can you not see? Somebody came in and explained to him. A woman came in and said, these are the feminist things that's going on. And he's just like, well, I'm talking about these specific feminist things. And he's like, no, Stop it. Come on. Even the stuff you said ain't there is there.
Well, it's just like I was saying in the review. I was like, because I know people on Facebook. I did my review and people didn't like it. I was like, look, Black Panther was an alright movie. I say it was a good movie. I ain't say great. It was good, but the CGI was shitty. It just was. Let's call it what it is. There was some bad CGI. And Captain Marvel, spoiler, has some shitty CGI as well too. But it was just shitty CGI. And y'all are populating this whole black, this black. It still took a white man to help save the end of the damn movie. So stop that crap.
And now it's a white man that made the damn characters. It's white people own the rights to the movie. And then this is the thing about it too. You gotta understand that whole race thing. Race is an issue everywhere.
Yeah,
but it's really
Go ahead.
It was really advertising toward the American black experience, right? But a lot of that movie is really paying homage to Africa. It's not about. I mean, yeah, I understand Killmonger was supposed to be like from Compton, whatever the fuck. He was supposed to be. But see, if you think about it a little, you put your little conspiracy theory antennas on. Someone can argue, okay, so what you're saying is all the nice black people come from Africa, the fucked up black people come from America. So that again would still be if it wasn't for the whole shroud of this is a black film and black this, black that,
exactly.
somebody thinking a little bit deeper could say, hold on, America actually for the longest when I'm not saying it's completely like they just welcome them, but normally when the Africans or people who aren't from America that are black come to America, they're treated a little bit, I would say, different or better because it's all like, yes, of course they could go through the same thing, but I just say this in my lifetime, I see more discrimination against American blacks. They know the difference between a person that's a Nigerian person, whoever, compared to an American black. And to be fair, they'll let you know the difference between the two. They'll separate the difference. So like someone can still argue that film was shrouded, and as much as I'm not one of these people, but much black people want to say this is racist, that's racist. They didn't see none of the racism because they were too busy shucking and jiving to this idea of the black film.
I get what you're saying. No, like I said, for me, and even again, I said in my review just a while ago, I said, look, if I have to be honest, literally, if I have to be honest, because again, they're winning the Oscar. The Black Panther winning the Oscars was a sympathy Oscar. It wasn't real. It was just here you go.
What you call it was What you call it was either a sympathy Oscar or I owe you from what was Spike Lee.
Yeah, Spike Lee. Yeah, his own. Yeah.
Or was I owe you from back in the day? Because I'm be honest with you. I did see the previews for Black Klansman, and I said it was in the back of my head, I want to see this. I have honestly heard not a soul speak of that movie. And that doesn't mean it doesn't deserve the Oscar. I just find that a little interesting that, like, what was that film? The film with the Spanish woman, it was all Spanish, and that was on Netflix. See, I don't have Netflix, but a lot of people, people were like, yo, that movie was great. But a lot of people, when Black Klansman won, they were like, what is that?
You talk about in the Oscars when that movie, it was black. It made no sense. That movie was also crazy. But again, we know what the Aussie first. My thing is, if there's any movie in the Marvel that is a superhero movie, let's just put superhero really that deserves that Oscar. If I had to give it to me, it would have been Logan. Okay, it was not about being a mutant or whatever. It's just trying to be human. That's why I like that movie. And if I would say that was more drama and not more the superpowers and everything. It was about trying to cope and find out, wow, we basically getting erased from history and everything. That one would be an Oscar, but yeah, that was a sympathy thing.
I haven't been watching movies for so long, but they're just all up in your face. You hear about them all the time. Did you hear the theory about how people are speculating that Thanos is going to get killed?
Yeah, I know. I said it in the video. I know what happened, and I don't think it's not deserved.
Is it?
So hold on.
Wait, isn't in the comic books that he doesn't get killed? He gets sent to a far off planet or something.
And one of the different writtens of the book. It has that Captain Marvel killed Thanos.
So did y'all hear the Ant-Man theory of how Ant-Man kills Thanos?
I didn't hear the Ant-Man theory. Okay, you got me on that one then. No.
So did you hear the theory that Ant-Man's going to like crawl inside Thanos' like ear or nostril and then turn big inside him and blow him up from the inside?
Nope, but that could work.
If they do that, oh, that's going to be funny because that just sounds stupid.
That would work. If I have to be honest, that would be cool. Don't get me wrong. That would be the crazy factor. But I do think there's certain people. I just know how Disney is right now. They're gonna go try to make it that Captain Marvel kill Thanos. But she, in the movie that I just saw, she doesn't deserve the kill. The movie that they made does not deserve the kill. The person who I think
Gamora's sister in the comic book killed Thanos, or at least stop Thanos.
Well, there's different versions. They rewrite some of the stories all the time.
Wait, there's different versions.
Yeah, just like they did different versions with DC Comics with the 52 and everything. They
are right. It'd be damn near the same story, and they change it a little bit.
Yeah.
They did it with comics all the time.
Yeah, they did it with like the Batman and then the Dark Knight. They changed it.
So you're telling me everything is canon.
Basically,
well, what they do is they say this lineup of books is canon within this lineup of books.
Yeah,
you know
they do that. Yeah, well, that's what I said. That's why you have a difference between the Dark Knight and Batman, or the Dark Detective, and they have a lineup of Batman books called Dark Detective. So they keep it whatever in the books like Grim just said. But my point I was saying, because of what's going on with Disney now with the whole trying to do that trope crap, the only person like I said, number one who should kill Thanos is Thor. Without what Thanos did to him. Shit. Then Drax, because he killed his girl.
At least Captain America.
You know, they might let look, I don't know what happens. I haven't watched Marvel movies in forever.
No, I got you. Go ahead.
They might I don't know if Black Panther's still alive.
No, he got taken out, but he could come back. And
he could just come back and he kills him or something, or who knows? Like maybe somebody.
You ain't watched the movie, so I get that. I'm just saying in the movie setup, the way say that Captain Marvel is set up to kill Thanos. The way that the movie that she just came out right now, she doesn't deserve it because it's just they did not tell her backstory. It's just a weird movie, and it was not cohesive in the universe. But if you watch the Infinity War and other games, Thor, Thanos killed his best friend, his people, his planet, his brother, like took his eye, I literally myself did the end of the movie. Say if Thor don't kill him, because at the end of Infinity War, Thanos said you should have gone for the head. And then if I was in the end game, I was like, hey, you're gonna kill Thanos. Is like, this time I'm going for the head. And he takes it off. Like, that would be it. That'd be satisfying because he's the one who went to the most anguish from Thanos. Then you have Drax because he killed his girl. Okay, then you have
you know what they're gonna do, man. Captain Marvel's gonna come in. Yeah. She's gonna fly in. Thanos ain't gonna do shit but get beat up.
No, you're right. You ain't. You can say you joking, but you might be right.
He might just get not even a fight. He just getting destroyed, and after she just smokes Thanos, she's gonna get up and say some like slick line like,
"Yep,
it looks like I came to do a man's job that a man can't do." Or some shit like that.
Something like that.
Flies away. Or some shit.
No, I got what you're saying, but yeah, I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised if that's happening in the game. I wouldn't. Why
don't they let somebody like unexpected kill him? Like, I
said, if you did the Ant-Man thing, that would be unexpected. I was like, holy shit, okay, that would be like, wow, okay, didn't see that coming.
Hey, look, whatever happened to Terrence Howard being Iron Man?
Hey, Terrence Howard did not look like Brody. Sorry, he just didn't. He did not look like Brody.
actually heard that he wasn't in the next Iron Man. They replaced him because
Don Cheadle.
yeah, because he got like at that time. I think that's when he did that Hustle and Flow movie, and he became real big.
Yes.
And I think they started saying he was asking for a lot of money for the name. Like,
I was surprised.
You can go now, Terrence.
No, that's what it is. But also, he didn't look like Brody. I mean, Don Cheadle looked like Brody. He just did. I'm not gonna deny.
Man, we got to like. I get looking like people, but that like you heard about Will Smith.
Yeah, I heard about the story. No, I heard the story. Yeah.
He's supposed to be playing Serena Williams' father in the movie. And they're like, oh, he's not dark skinned enough. And I'm like, did anybody complain that didn't watch him play?
No. Okay, let me put it this way. I get what you're saying with that. But the reason I said it just, yes, it is weird. That it would be cool, and I do mean. And Don Cheadle did play the good Brody too. I'm not a fan of Don Cheadle that much, even though I met the guy a couple of times, and lately I've not been on his goods. I've not been nice with him because one of my first movies I ever worked on as doing music and engineering with was a movie that he was in, and he did a good job in it too, and I liked it. But he's a good actor. I'm not gonna deny it. He's a good actor. I think he did prove what he could do with Brody in that movie. Now, you're right. There are some people who get like again, Brie Larson was not made for this movie. Oh, Captain Marvel, and I get what you're saying with the whole skin color thing. And I remember we were talking about that last night. Like, just only doing this. No. Colorism been happening since long time ago. It's not new now. Been happening.
But I think the colorism thing. I honestly, for it to have been happening, I've never heard of it until a few years ago, and to me, it seems like silly nonsense. Just like when I was a kid. They used to make fun of me for being, I'm black, but I'm lighter. They'll make fun of me for being lighter,
light skin,
right? Yeah, but I'm like brown. I'm brownish. I'm not like yellow or nothing. And I'm thinking to I remember being in elementary school and kids who were dark skinned would make fun of me for being light skinned.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like, oh, it's a tit for tat. I wouldn't make fun of them because I just didn't even understand what the problem was. I just thought we were all black. Like, what's the
you're right. And when I came to America, I saw that too. I look, colorism has been a problem because of slavery and other things in the past. As I said, but knowing history, I'm just saying, yeah, I didn't see it when I was back in the Caribbean. No, but when I came to America, yeah.
And see, now colorism seems to be it's not consistent because what I see is mostly just dark-skinned blacks complaining. I don't really see light-skinned people talking about colorism. They'll talk about colorism as if they were, because it's a guy that I watch one of his videos, and you watch one video of somebody like it just keeps popping up. It's like this guy, he's like high yellow, he's black, but he's like almost the complexion of if you ever seen the Martin Show, Gina, she's about her complexion.
Yeah.
But he talks as if he fully he's on the side of the darker skinned blacks, right? Which is fine if that's the way he relates to. But in my eyes, I'm just like, it's for this to be like racism. That's a issue. Period. Both sides experience this. This colorism thing it sound like the darker skinned people have an issue. The lighter skinned people don't even know what the hell you're talking about, and I don't think it's a. I think what it is like this. When I was growing up, I've heard plenty of girls try to say that black men go for the lighter black women, and that isn't really the case. Just because we're going for them because they just look inherently better.
No, you know why? You know why?
Well, I'm not even gonna go to the point of behavior.
It's not behavior. Let's just
keep it a buck. There are some dark skinned black women that you don't find attractive.
No, I know that, but that's not the reason.
No, but I know that. But I'm saying in their brain, some of them that really fall into this colorism thing, they don't think it's beyond the color of their skin. They really think that it could be any woman that's lighter. It don't matter how she look, she's going to get favoritism. And again, and also the colorism thing seems to be a black. See, that's how strict it is. It's not really a black man thing. It's not even a dark skinned black man. It's mostly a dark skinned black woman complaint. Right now, we can argue, slavery and all that other shit. But
I was gonna say, if you ask the reason why some black guys will go to light skin or whatever it is. Now, point taken, most of my girlfriends in the past have been lighter than me. I'm dark skinned, lighter than me. I get that. The thing is, though, it's not because of that. Because when I came up here, I remember these girls saying that, oh, I don't want to have kids with whatever. Just stupid stuff, of course. But because you're dark and I want my kids to be dark, and I'm like you said, we're black. What the frick difference does it make? Okay, you're gonna just tell me you didn't like me. That'll make it easier.
I know. This is a serious thing. Dark skin. I'm not saying darker skinned black people don't go through something, but in my experience, it seems like it's not that they. Like, for example, I've heard a lot of dark-skinned black men say they wouldn't have a baby with a dark-skinned black woman. Not they want to date one or have sex with one. They don't want to have a baby with them. And they say, well, it's because I'm dark-skinned, she's dark-skinned, so we just have a really dark baby. And they're like, what's wrong with that? No, that's what they'll say. And they say,
no. I agree with what you said. Yeah. I've heard it too. I said it's
they'll say, what's wrong with that? And then, no, but when they ask the men what's wrong with that, they know what most of them say. They'll say, I don't want my child to go through what I went through. Yes. Being made fun of for being dark skinned. And as you know what's so funny? You know who I saw making fun of dark skinned people? Dark skinned people. I don't really see it's not nobody else. I mean, I'm not saying that nobody's ever done it, but it's mostly dark skinned people making fun of other dark skinned people. It's a self problem. Well, I don't identify with self is me. Now, if you look like me, you ain't me. That's how people talk. People who look like you have a problem with you. And see, then you got other forms of colorism. When the Spanish speaking people talk about colorism, that makes sense. And what I mean by that is, in certain countries where they speak Spanish or some version of that, there is a divide between the lighter ones and the darker ones.
Yeah.
That I understand.
Here's the thing. That's not a Spanish thing. That's a world thing. You go to India, they do the same thing too.
No, but you gotta understand the colorism thing when it comes to the American argument is black versus black. It's not even it's not necessarily like let me just tell you all the crazy shit I heard about colorism.
Okay.
These is mostly women on YouTube and the internet that be talking about colorism. Black women, dark skinned black women in particular.
Yeah.
And they'll say a black man married to a non-black woman, colorism problem. A black man married to a light-skinned black woman, colorism problem. They divide black people. Like when I was growing up, slavery rules. I wasn't born during slavery, but slavery rules isn't better than us. If you got a drop of black in you, you're black. Especially if you just look black, then you're just going to be considered. That's why I would say you want to erase you. I ask the cops. They'll tell you, you're black. To them, they're like black people and biracial people are not the same, and we need to separate from them. And on a certain level, if it wasn't for the fact they're doing this out of some type of weird hatred, I get what they're saying. Because to be fair, if you're black and let's say black and Chinese, I'm sure there's enough black and Chinese people for all the black and Chinese people to come together and declare that we are all black and Chinese, and they powwow together and have pride in being black and Chinese.
You mean Blasians?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, But we know how America views. Like I knew a girl that was black and Japanese. The only reason I even knew she was Japanese because I just know certain characteristics of Japanese. But if you just look at her face value, she's like a dark skinned black girl. You wouldn't even think twice about it. If you look at her, you'd be like, she looks a little different than your average black woman. But you just look at her, she look black. So I get it, but it's coming from a strange. I think it's a level of hatred and some.
I'm kind of like you because I remember you did a video long, and I did comment on it, but I didn't because it would take too long to just type it out because I'm not like I try my best not to try to do that. You were talking about like I said, Jamaica. You was the video was talking about Jamaicans being black. If we say did we say Jamaicans before we said black or something like that? Like, if I remember the video right, you were talking about how like okay, and I was saying it's kind of it's hard to say because if you go to Trinidad. If you go to Trinidad, you know what you will see? You're not going to see a lot of black people. You will see a lot of Asian-looking people, but they consider themselves black. They don't consider themselves Asian or Indian.
Well, I'm looking at it from this standpoint. In America, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they do it because there's all these different genders and race now.
Well, okay, genders is no, but race okay.
No, but I'm just saying, like when I was growing up, they used to have forms where they say African American, then they say black. I think it said Hispanic, black, Hispanic, white, or something like that. I can't remember.
No, you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, and see in America,
Hispanic, white, Hispanic, white. Yes.
And see the reason I understood the Hispanic thing because there are some Hispanics that can pass to be looking like a black person, or I knew a girl, she was Hispanic, and I thought she was just good old white.
Yeah,
white girl.
Not white at all. Dominican Republics, like a lot of people from that island they're the only. I said it again because I've said before, Puerto Ricans. Everybody else is dark skinned, even the Dominican Republic. Cubans, it's still a little whitish, but Puerto Ricans, they got a certain type of white on them. I don't understand that. How are you in the sun like that and y'all that opaque white? So weird.
But for me, I just view what I was basically saying was, see, black people in America like to view, like black people in America are weird. Like, he's white, he can rap, so he black. You know, that stupid shit like that. Like, no, to me, the way I view things, because how the world has responded to my observation. Yes, there are African people from Africa who are darker than me or look my complexion.
Mm-hmm.
They will inform you I'm African, right?
Yes.
I'm not. They won't say if you say you're black. They might agree, but they might agree because just the color. But they'll let you know I'm African. I'm not you. You're American, right? They may call me American, but a lot of times they just say I'm black.
Uh-huh.
Black in America, even though it's not really a race, it kind of is. Saying someone's black, you're just talking about they're really their ethnicity or whatever, or skin color, but that's not really right. But in America, it kind of is just like this. In America, we have white people. Now, we all know nobody's just white. You're white. And you're Irish or you're whatever, you come from something, you're European, you're whatever. But see, white people, from my understanding, are Americans. But see, other people, we call them white people, but they're just known as Americans. Black people, even in America, they don't call us American. They might they might call us African American, or you might go to somebody's damn Wikipedia page and say American, but they ain't what we're called. We're just called black people, or we call minorities. We're called something, but we ain't called American. So even in America, we're not referred to as Americans. So taking all that in consideration, if somebody's from Jamaica and you come over here, and to me, you're Jamaican. You're not that we don't go through similar things. Not that we can't be friends or anything else. I'm just saying you're Jamaican. It's no different than I remember my I don't understand this fully, but it's a certain part of it I got. My engineering teacher in high school, she was Asian from Vietnam, but before I knew she was from Vietnam, I said she was Asian, and she got pissed and said I'm not Asian. And I said, and I'm looking at her like, okay, well, what are you then? She said, I'm Vietnamese. And I said, isn't that in Asia? And she said, yes. I said, well, that makes you Asian. And she said, you're black though. And I said, okay. And she said, but you're not American. And I said, but I am from America. And she said, but you're not American. And I thought about it and I said, either she's just stupid or she's trying to tell me something, right? And it could be that she was just stupid, but I took that as, if I think about it, I'm not. Nobody's going to call me American outside of when I step out the country.
Yes.
And even then, I may not be. I may
Yes.
still be called.
That is true. When I was in, okay, I'll give you an example. When I was in France that year, right? They didn't call me a Black American because I didn't carry myself like a Black American. Most people would say most people thought I was African because I'm, I got slacks on, hard shoes, and everything. And then you see the black, and they literally know the Black Americans. They're with the brightly colored tennis shoes and all that stuff, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they're Black Americans." And the only time, and I've said it's only certain people know this. The only time they know that I was American, well, they thought I was American. In a way, I'm not. You can say I'm not born in America, but anyway, they thought I was from America is when I went to Belgium, and I went I said, "You know what? It's breakfast." I said, "Hey, I want me a Belgian waffle." And I said, "Okay, I want 2 Belgian waffles, blah, blah, blah." And they were like, "No." I was like, "What?" I said, "No, you want 1." I was like, "What are you telling me what I want to eat? I want 2. No, you want 1." I said, "Okay, maybe something crazy, but I'll take the 1."
Yeah, because I heard huge, ain't they?
Yes, and I did not know that. So they put up that thing, put up the whole freaking plate that I had.
And then it probably didn't help that if you're in Belgium, you might just have to say, "I want a waffle, not a belt." Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
I didn't say waffle. I know I was saying for.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say that when I was there. I just said I wanted a waffle. But no, I know. I'll just say for now because I'm outside of Belgium now. No, I wanted a waffle, but I was like, yeah, whatever. But it's because I asked for 2, and they were like, no, it's a 12-inch plate, and I think it was 12 inches long, big. I was like, damn. And I showed Double A and other people the picture of the waffle.
Man, they don't know you, but maybe you training to be what in the food competition, trying to eat food a lot. What they call those people? They just eat a bunch of food or something.
I know you're talking about
I would have said, "No, I want 2."
Oh, come on, Graham.
I would
not embarrass that. They know that.
They would have showed me the first one. They said, "Okay, so we're gonna bring out the first one, and if you still want the second one, we'll make it. Give me both. I don't care. I'll wear the other one as a hat. Give it to me. I have to."
Whatever, Graham. But if you were making over there, you go ahead and do that. I'm just saying that's the only time they thought that, okay, you're American. You're not. You think that you could eat all this, because of course I'm guessing, not by reasonable deduction, a lot of people from America come ask for many different type of waffles, and they're like, "Oh man, that's too much waffle," and whatever. Duh.
But my whole thing of saying that is, it's just to say it's still a difference. It's just like, recently, if some of y'all don't follow hip hop, you may not know, but it's a guy named what's his name, 21 Savage, right?
Yeah, I know.
Rapper,
I know him.
From Georgia.
But he was not from Georgia. He's from Dominica.
Well, no, they say he was from Britain.
No, Dominica is owned by Britain.
Nah, they said his mother's from Dominica. He actually was born in Britain. They got confusing.
Yeah, they got confusing because the story said that he was born in Britain. I mean, in Dominica.
They keep. I'm be honest. They keep flipping. One man's
flipping the thing. Yeah, I got you.
Point is, he ain't from Atlanta, right? No. Which is where he from. And see, the funny part about all that is this: no matter, the story keep changing. They say, "Oh, I went to elementary school with him," but then the paperwork say he only came here when he was 12. I don't know 12 in elementary school. So people will either lie for him or something is highly correct. I just think they lie for him. The point is that he came over here. He even said I had to get rid of my accent, and trust me, he sounds like someone from the ghetto
it can happen. I've seen it. Yes.
And he sounds like that now, and he may even move at just like those. But at the end of the day, because now that is known, it's still something like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not a prejudice. It's not anything wrong with it. In my mind, I just know me and you are not necessarily the same. We are different. Everybody's different individually, but me and you, because this is the thing. I've seen it happen too many times where people that are from other places, I get it. They're trying to fit in, whatever. So they may not mention I'm from some other place. And then when you find out, it's just weird. But see, when you know up front, it's never weird. That's the funny part. When I know up front, it's never weird. It's only when it's like, it's almost like if I had a dog my whole life, and as it got older, I started to realize this is a motherfucking wolf. They look the same. This thing is huge though. This is it's not a dog. It's the same thing. It's, you look like me. You may move like, we grew up in the same environment, but you're not actually originally from here. And so, to certain people, it's just a little strange, especially when you've dealt with people that aren't from other places, aren't from America, and it's like they have a pride about being from where they are, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. And they let you know, hey, I'm Nigerian, I'm Jamaican, I'm from Trinidad, I'm there's some people
I'm from Nevis.
Some people that even say they're black, like, but I met people like, I had a Spanish teacher. She's from Panama, way darker than me. Yep. Call her black. She will be quick to tell you she's not. She'd be quick to tell you she's Panamanian. And the funny thing is, but when it benefits, because she was an older woman, she used to say, I used to protest during Jim Crow. And that's great, you protest during Jim Crow. I'm sure there were some white people that protest, but we know what that was about.
Yep.
But see, trust and believe, because the way she looked, if she showed pictures, she was around during that time. They wanted to care if she from Panama. See, at that time, you were just black. Yeah, you can say you're from Panama all you want. You can speak a different language or all you want. That didn't matter. But see, now that it kind of does, now that time is over, now I'm not black, I'm Panamanian. It's just I also don't like, I can't do that. That's another thing too.
No, if you want me to be honestly to tell you, there's a reason why they do that, because of look. Okay, I can't say so much stuff on this channel because I try to not crisscross my channels. But I've told you before, I would like to have you on the other channel talking about this. That one we could be more free forming and whatever. But other than that, there's a reason why they do that. I literally gonna do a documentary. I've talked to people. I've gotten footage already. I don't care if I don't make money off of it or not. I don't care. But I am gonna do something called. I am gonna do something called Black Curse, and it's basically because I've literally seen in the studio I go to. I've seen young dudes who are 20. There's two dudes right now, exactly same age, and they talk to each other. They're cool enough. But one dude right now, one young dude, black dude, listens to what I'm telling him. And it's not because I'm telling him that, listen to what I tell him, and he's getting himself out of trouble, and he's correcting his life. The other one is ignoring it, and he's digging himself deeper and deeper in the freaking hole. And I'm like, the two of you came from the same kind of background. The two of you are struggling in certain things. But one of you want to be stubborn-headed for what a weird reason. Even I told you, leave these people alone. Do not trust these people. You keep on going back and keep on digging yourself in. The other guy's like, yeah, you know what? Liger's right, man. I'm not gonna mess with those people. And he's getting his life good. He got himself a car. He's basically got himself into school now to do whatever. The other one, got caught up in baby mama drama and all that bullshit. I'm like, and it's a curse. I see it's a curse because I see young black men in America. There's nobody really standing up for them, and they're fighting to get on the level surface. They're digging their way up. So when you see all the stupid shit that some of these cats do, yeah, you want to separate yourself. Yeah, I am not. I am Jamaican. I'm not no American man. I'm a Jamaican. I'm different. I'm not that kind of person. No, that's why they do that, because they see they see through the TV, through the news, through all the stuff, and they're like, yeah, I might be black, but I ain't trying to be like that kind of black America. So they differentiate by saying that their nationality, which is it's funny when people. I love when people say, I love when people say, well, oh, what are you? Oh, and like you just said, I'm Panamanian. No. I said what race? I'm Panamanian. No, that's not. That's nationality. That's not a race. Or they say what they do with religion too. Like that's religion. That's not a race. Can you please do that stuff? It's weird. So that's why they do it.
I honestly think that a lot of people do it to. It's a disassociation.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It is.
It's not really. It's not a confusion of nationality, race. It's honestly a disassociation because it's just like
But that's what I
meant.
I
know. I got you, but I'm saying when I said I can't do that, I can't do that because if I did do it, I'd just be blatantly lying. This is why I say we're all different. I have no background. As far as I know, my ancestry is American slavery. Yeah. There is no beyond that point. Anything beyond that point is nothing we can prove. Yeah, sure, I can do a cotton swab test and they can tell me I got all these connections to all the different locations. There is no evidence of this. There is no pictures. There is no story passed down. There is no nothing. So I get why now I'm just not all that attached to race issues and stuff, but I do get why certain black people from America don't really like when people that are, whether you want to consider them black or not, doesn't matter, come to America and try to, when it benefits, say we are the same because no, Jamaican people have Jamaican heritage. Black people, sure, we got American heritage, but what is that?
But what you just said right there, I mean, seriously,
we like I'm just to tell you how I and most black people feel. That's why, when you hear black people in America say we came from kings and queens and all that shit,
that's a lie. That's a big ass lie. So I ain't gonna worry about that shit.
Because black people from America didn't know that some black people came from Africa where there were kings and queens, or they came from Egypt where there were kings and they didn't know any. They have their history, and see, they don't even know that's their actual history. The individual.
That's why I said that, and also
they don't know. So that's what I'm saying, and it's not even like they're certain people who were dropped off on the island, certain slaves. They created some type of identity there. In America, our identity was we're fucking slave. After you were a slave, we're not considered Americans now. On the honest, just being honesty. And black people don't like that whole. When black people say, "Oh, black people sit together," we don't even know what that means. I grew up my whole life. Everybody's an individual person. You looking like me doesn't mean that's not how my brain works. That's how most American black people work. You looking like me means absolutely nothing. Whereas people from Nigeria, at least as far as I know, the Nigerian people I know, they have some type of teamwork, camaraderie, some shit they do together. To what you just said, yes. When you come to America, some people do come together as the nation and come together in something. If you go back to their country, it's the same shit. No different than what it is in America. It really isn't. Well, in America, black people, I don't know them to have that. They've tried, don't really go nowhere, don't really amount. But I was saying, okay, like you said, some Nigerians that will come together and do what they gotta do. That's when they leave their country and they come to another country. Yeah, I've seen it here. Like they're Caribbean. Hell, there's a Caribbean carnival that happens in the city of Raleigh down here. People come together and have fun and do all that stuff. Yeah, but if you go back to that same country that they came from, it will be just like what you were just describing. The bickering, the stupid arguments, and all that stuff will be happening in that nation. It won't be no different. You talk about, okay, we don't have no history other than slavery. So is the Caribbeans. They don't have no history other than slavery as well too. Who? A majority of black Caribbeans. They don't have a Caribbean. A Caribbean way of life. They have a way of life because that's what they're in. Just like America has a way of life because that's what they're in. Can you tell me what the Caribbean way of life is? Or I don't know it.
No, that is because of how they live. We the islands, we do stuff different, and it's just like San Francisco is different from what people do in Atlanta.
Well, I'm just gonna put it to you like this: most American Black people culture, you know where it is? It's within fiction. We don't have an actual culture. Our culture is the television. That's not even a joke. Our culture is mimic television,
and that's what's going on
also,
in and that's what's going on in the Caribbean right now because I've seen places. There's a lot of islands now that mimics American culture and is what it is. But
no, I'm not. Look, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying some type of effect hasn't happened now. I'm saying there was never a time y'all had some type of specific culture or way of life that was deemed, because I could say thanks to rap music and just the infatuation with America, a lot of the, negativity of America probably rubs off on a lot of people. I saw a documentary the other day. I was very shocked at this. Do you know Japan has what do they call them? I don't want to say nothing incorrect, but there's a certain type of Spanish people from California. I don't know what they call them. It started with a C or something, cochinos.
Cochinos.
Like they have that in Japan because what happened was certain people from Japan like that, whatever their culture is, and they adopted it, right? That's cool. But obviously, Japan has their own shit.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying the Caribbeans don't have their own shit. That's just them, or way of life, or how they do things, or how it's just like when I hear Jamaican people speak and the way their structure. I know Jamaica. From my understanding, Jamaica has some poor areas and stuff, but Jamaican people have this type of strength and bond that don't like American Black people.
Let's put it. I'll put it this way. It'll be easier.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing it's basically I explained it to you just a second ago. You're seeing from a different side. Understandable. You go there, you talk to that, you stay there for a little while, you'll see the same shit that's going on in America. That's my point. It's no different.
I get you. I'm not saying no, but what I'm saying is
you have a different accent and you have a different the culture thing.
Oh, go ahead.
The culture thing I'm saying is it's a different accent, but we have different food because of what's on the islands. We have the Caribbean does carnival. Carnival really came from the Hispanics, from the Spaniards, and they did all that stuff. That's why the biggest carnival in the world is always Brazil. But at the end, that was cool. The Portuguese and all that stuff. But all the Caribbean islands has that. All Caribbean islands learn certain types of food because of what was deemed to us at that time as slaves. You go to Jamaica, you're gonna have the rotis and thing. You go to Guyana, it's the tennis rolls. Like it depends on what the food is right there. Just like people call a delicacy, which you look at it, you're like, oh, that's nasty, but that's all we had, and we turn it into a delicacy. We basically have just the same thing of slaves, and we created something and just live our life as what it is. Different islands have different different dialects and everything else. So I see what you're talking about when you're saying that you have a culture. Like I have a culture in my island. It's basically shared through most of the islands, the same thing. But the history, you go back history. Still, we came from slaves, and we got hair. And beyond that, nobody knows that per se. Because even in the islands, there are a lot of people who have high thinking of, the white man did this, and slavery was this, and we were kings and queens in Ethiopia, Haile Selassie, and all that stuff. And when you go to Ethiopia, they were like, basically, we traded you guys away because you guys were slaves automatically.
No, I look, like I said, maybe I just say my perspective of things.
Okay.
In America, Black people, our culture is that of entertainment,
mm-hmm.
which if you look back in the history of even just Black people across the world, that is something embedded in us to entertain, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're lower than just that's something we've been doing for a while.
Yes.
Entertainment, and then there's yes, we do have some black people who are try to be educated, scholars, inventors. Yes, that's there. That's long gone. That's not really something happening now at this point. Like I said, and you gotta understand, it's not black people don't really feel no way about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King is Martin Luther King. They talk about Martin Luther King all the time. He got a day. We got Black History Month. That is irrelevant to the majority of black. That means absolutely it's not the same as when there's some whatever country pride day. That means to a lot of other people, even other people who identify as black, but they're not from America. They have a sense of pride or a sense of connection to their homeland. Black people in America, however, we just here. And yeah, this is where we are from, but we are not, we don't feel, so I'm not trying to say this to sound like I feel any type, but I just realize how the shit is. We're not fully accepted here. I don't know. I'm not from the Caribbean, but are the Caribbean people feel like they're not really accepted there, or that's their home? You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Do they feel like we just here and these other people, this is their home?
Okay. Yeah, we don't have the majority. So the point that you just bring up, yes, because most Caribbean islands are black people. So we don't have that foreign whatever. The only time they get most Caribbean people get uppity when the government like, hey, well, we're gonna give these people that looks different from us. These people, we're gonna give these people breaking their taxes and something like, whoa, those guys breaks, which I agree with. Like, why are you giving people what got money to invest and all that stuff? So but I get that's part. We don't have that part that you have because you guys are only 30% of the population. And it does not, you feel like you don't fit in. So I get you on that point. Yes. I get you on that point. We don't have that in the Caribbean island. A majority of the people look like us. But then we didn't, when I was growing up, we didn't care for the whole different people looking like Indians or white people or Asians, whatever. But I've seen there's more contingency in America than in my country as well, too. So I get that. We don't have, that's the difference there. And we have a culture, I guess. We have a culture of like I said, it's there. And people come down and say, we do our carnival and stuff there. People are like, oh, yeah, we're going to do that. And black people in America doesn't really have that situation. You're correct. So it's a little nuanced, but I'm just saying that it's not that much different. What you just explained right there, it is different. And I concede to that point. You're correct in that assumption.
I just say this: how people operate. Sometimes it's the smallest difference. It's just like, I could say a lot of the reason why a lot of young black males, the way they operate, the way they don't have no father figure.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't have their father. Now, in my case, my dad wasn't really around like that, but just the amount he was, totally different outcome of how I am compared to. It maybe if you weren't around whatsoever, who knows?
Well, you need a male figure. That's why I say because to be honest, just like you just said, I've heard the story, the one that you got on when you was in the hospital, and I was telling you, hope you do better. Are you doing better?
My wounds are healing, and I'm not as in much pain, but I'm still like I can't really do anything.
Oh, okay. Well, hope everything's still well. If it's healing, that's at least a progress.
Yeah.
Like my situation with me and my sister Katie, which is another part of Enduro. My father was there majority of my life. I'm not gonna say it wasn't in the house and none of that stuff, but I still see him, whatever. But my sister had never seen him like that. She seen him once a couple times in her life ever, because he left to go to America before. No, it was after she was born, of course, but she was a little kid. She didn't know nothing. She was a baby. So she didn't have that in there, but because she has me to reflect on her, my mom didn't fall into the statistics of most single moms. Both of her kids are graduating high school. Both of her kids are college graduates. Both of her kids don't have no legitimate children nowhere. I don't have none. She don't have none. And we both work, so we didn't fall in the stereotypical, trap. Because I had my father per se, but I had my cousin. He's the only other male I ever had in my family. Got passed away, but I looked up to him, and I had a male figure then. So I didn't come out to be whatever. And then my sister looks up to me, so that's why she ain't doing the crazy stuff. And that's the sad part about it. We don't have. I see in America, yes, we don't have a lot of father figures, and that's why I'm trying to do the Black Curse, because it's so weird. They're literally, to me, they're destroying Black masculinity. They're promoting all this stuff on TV. You should dress like a woman, and like that Billy guy for the Oscars had the freaking dress. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because the thing about all that is that, for the longest of time, they got the Black man out the house with welfare.
I know that. Yeah, I know the whole.
They got the Black man out the house with welfare, and it just increased over time. And that's why, like going back to the colorism thing, a lot of these dark-skinned Black women, or just Black women in general, when they say they don't get why these rich Black men date women or marry women outside their race, it's because, well, when you got generation after generation of Black women, I only know Black women to say they don't need a man. I've never heard another group of women.
Yeah.
I'm not
no.
But
it's Hispanics, but they were Black influence.
Well, I'm saying, like, the Hispanics may say that, but you're right, because they may have Black influence. But Black women say it, and even though they deep down don't mean it, they damn sure do everything possible to make themselves not physically unattractive, but you don't really want to have a relationship or a child with them. So then, when a man, especially a man who's attracted to all women of different shades and colors, it's only going to be so many dates of dealing with that before he just well, I'm going to see what the white woman's about. Or I'm going to see what the Asian woman's about. And they don't, again, it's not even like the case of their father wasn't there and the mother really held it down and it was better that the father. It's not even that case. It's just an attitude. And I get it. A lot of these people, even when they get adults, deep down, they're just hurt children for things happened in the past. But they don't understand the damage they're doing. Just like when I was growing up, but not growing up, but I was probably 16, 17. My sister, who's 5 years older than me, we were at the mall and she said something about, I'm thinking I might have a kid, and I'm kind of getting a little excited because I'm like, oh, it's now I might be an uncle, because I don't know. My sister's not the type to just have a child, so I'm thinking she's about to be serious and date a guy and whatever. And then she just I think I might just hook up with some guy, get donation, sperm donation, just have a baby and raise it by myself. And I'm like, who's gonna be the dad? Who's gonna do that? And she's like, oh, I don't need. He doesn't need a dad. He or she don't need a dad. Whoever the baby, just hypothetical. And I just looked at her like she was crazy. And I'm like, the effects of not having a father firsthand. And you talking about what? You about to do what?
Well,
you sound.
That's why there was a video with OJ. Going back and forth between OJ and another YouTuber that I did a one-on-one with here. Malik. I don't know about the whole we call it the systemic thing and all this. I was like, the party keeps on going. I'm like, it's crazy for me to see. If it was me, I see what my grandma did and my mom did. You know what I need to do? Not do what they did, and I won't be poor. That easy. Don't do what they did, and I won't be poor. And like you just said today, she saw the stuff. But for her to say that, it's kind of weird, because again, you're right. Like I said, I only said because I know I have my radio co-host is Spanish, but she has Black influences, and she says some stuff too. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm independent. Really, you're independent. Really,
That's just some shit. A lot of black women be saying.
Yeah, but she is Hispanic. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Hispanic. That was whatever. I'm like, really? Y'all kill with that independent stuff all the time. If you need somebody to help y'all when shit goes wrong. Funny how that works out. And we do have a problem with we were saying the father stuff because I know I am very true. Women ask, and this is a black woman thing, but it's also general. This one is general. When women are like, I want this guy, that, this. Okay, you get that, you throw the guy away. And then when the shit goes south, then you want to go back to that person. Like, well, what you want?
And like, you know, I'm not like, you know, when it comes to like it's American black culture, and it's most of American black culture in my eyes is negative. Women extremely young. Some of them ain't even fucking teenagers, have 4 or 5 kids, and ain't no man around. They just let anybody, you know, that's normal. Or, you know, like that's why, like when I was growing up, see, I was told the fantasy of the streets. I was told the fantasy that a lot of young men and some young women got into street violence and activity to make a better life because they were just so poor and then you start to get older and you start realizing a lot of these motherfuckers won't pour it all.
No, they won't.
They wanted extra shit.
Yes.
But they were poor. They had food. A lot of them had extra shit already. They had cable. It wasn't like they were just living in a cardboard box or, you know, or living on the bare essentials. No, they had food, sometimes you know.
Look, I will tell you, I'll wrap it up with this. Because it's getting late, but I'll wrap it up with this. Me and Doc was talking about this last night, Dr. Fieldman, and I've said this because I said, who was the guy who's running for president? Cory Booker said that American blacks American black poor are worse than other countries. Like, what the hell are you saying, dude? Seriously? I said, my mom ran a company. It created a company. It went awry, not by her degrees because somebody else, but you know, it went awry. It is what it is. She paid thousands and thousands of dollars in taxes. And my aunt used to, she works as a home nurse for people. My mom, as a paying taxes into the system, all she got for food stamps was $200 a month. But my aunt knows people who never worked in their life, and they gained $1,400 in food stamps. And their fridge is full. They literally told my aunt, Miss blah blah blah, you want extra food? You can take this food home with you, because we don't need this. But you bought the food. That's the crazy part. They kills me with that stuff. You have way more. You didn't need to go get extras like you just said, Grim, but they do because they want to live that lifestyle. And I always said it, even with the gaming episodes on this channel too. It's funny when people always talk about, oh, we got to keep up with the Joneses. You know why the Joneses are always there? Because they're not keeping up with somebody else. They're always going to be in the top because they got to work nothing else. But you got to keep up with it because you want to feel just like them. That's why a lot of Black Americans really do like that. Give it like that. Like, I work hard on that. I'm in the house. Some of the house I'm in right now. People, you got blessed, and a lot of people tell me because you come from a different country, you got breaks. I work just as hard as anybody. It's the same opportunities you guys have. You didn't take them.
Nah, colorism.
I'm darker than them.
Colorism. See that does, like, oh, I'm gonna tell you before we write this up. I found this video that was absolutely hilarious. I don't know who these two people are, but one of these guys, I think he works for Fox, and he said he came from radio. But this black woman was grilling him, saying, "You are only successful because of white privilege."
I know the video.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, white privilege, this white privilege. And he said, do you not realize I'm black? You're talking to a black man right now. And then she said, what? And then he was like, yeah, I'm black. I don't know.
I'm sorry. told me this. Your people didn't do enough research, but I'm black.
Yeah, that
I saw the video.
But see, I like the beginning where he said the only privilege I have is based off my resume, basically saying I put in the work. So of course, yeah, I might go somewhere before someone else. I got the credentials. That's not. I wouldn't even call that a privilege. That's called my resume. That's my work.
Yeah, that's my work.
So but see that's what it's turned into today, where it's all race and color all day, every day, or it's that constantly, to the point where one thing my father told me that just remains true. He said, if you work for what you want, you'll get it. You'll be fine. Now when you start working, you just start running your mouth, complaining about shit. That's when it's not gonna work out too well for you. Oh. I watch my father work all the time, every day. My father's not rich, but anything my father said, hey, I want a motorcycle. Give it a few months. He got a motorcycle. I want a house. Give it a few months. He got a house. He just works. If you work, you'll get it.
Well, yeah, because I came from a different country, and there's one person who said I gotta stop saying I came from a poor country and stuff like that. Well, look, even though we're on different islands, and you got people over in my family was not fortunate, and I'm not saying it as a badge of being negative or that is whatever. Again, I never had a running water in the house until I was 7 years old.
Well, one of the things I realized when I started working was that you really think about what you're gonna buy before you buy it. Versus
yeah, that's just normally what you're supposed to be. Much. But I worked my butt up to high school, get my scholarship, came to America, did my scholarship, did extra work, did all kind of stuff. The opportunities were here. I took them. They're my cousin who's here. My cousin who's born. Example, as you just said, Grim. I have cousins who was born here. They are in situations they should have never had. They have the money of their father, but then this peer pressure is what got to them. That's one. But two, their mother and their father would say the crazy thing about racism, this and this and this and this and this and this. Oh, I can't wait to move out of this house and blah, blah, blah. They've been saying that since 1990. It's going on 2020 now. They're still in the same house. I've moved 2-3 houses from they said that I came to America in 2000. And it ain't like they ain't make good money. They make great money, but they waste the shit. So I just can't. I'm laughing. I'm like, and he's trying to tell me advice about all these. Do this, do that, do this. I'm like, that didn't work out for you. So what do you think is gonna work for me? I'm gonna go my route. That's good if you don't mind. It's just sad. You're 100% right. That's the only way you can work. Do all the time you work your hardest is going to turn out to be something great? No, because just life is not fair. By definition, it's not fair.
And equality doesn't exist. One of the things I realized is that equal opportunity doesn't exist, and neither does equal outcome. For example, why equal opportunity doesn't exist. Somebody who's a paraplegic can't sign up for the military. They can't even apply. That's one example.
No, but that's an example, but that's extreme, and you know that.
Or for somebody who doesn't have,
No, it doesn't. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, Kenoshi. You do have equal opportunity, but not to the way that it's supposed to be. Nothing is absolute in this world. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's absolute. Everything is. You have some objectivity some places, but then you have subjective most places. There's no absolute in this world, whatever. So, because again, I always laugh when people are like, "Oh, but the whole pay gap thing." I'm like, unless you hire a female the same time with the same credentials, with the same credentials and the same resume, then
work the same hours.
Work the same hours. Then you can say equal pay. But you're gonna stagger because of what's going on. It's just common sense.
Like a pediatrician.
Simple sense. Sorry.
Yeah, for example, a pediatrician isn't going to make the same amount of money as a brain surgeon.
Well, as I said before, you're right, and you're correct. Like I said before, it's funny that these women sued Google to say, oh, they're not getting enough money. And then when Google did their research, they came back, technically speaking, we're paying you way more than the men. And then they were like, oh, we're going to make it equal. And they're like, oh, no, we want that. We don't want that. Funny how that worked. Now you don't want the law. Now you don't want that to happen because you were proving that we paid you more, whatever. So yes, there's not equal. You're right. There's not equal. You're not gonna ever get that. But look, there are a few things that is world and Grim. What Grimdad said is correct, and it is. Working hard is painful. That's the reason I've not done a lot of videos where anybody's watching. This video is going on because I'm just letting go because I have been busy as hell. It takes a lot of work to get to accomplish what I want to do. And sometimes I go do the Facebook thing, sometimes I go do the YouTube thing. Right now, I've been going back to the gaming thing, and you guys know this because I talk to you guys most of the time. I've been playing games on my off time, working, playing games. I ain't got time to go do videos and do the arguments like Terminator and all those other guys do. That's them.
I met somebody at work today who works like 7 days a week, works 2 different jobs, like you. Like, yeah. Man, she doesn't sleep. She says she doesn't really sleep.
I wish I could say the same thing too, but yesterday I wanted to do something. I wanted to do some painting and do some stuff yesterday. When I came home, when I literally jumped in
daylight savings.
No, I ended daylight savings. I was just talking about. My body told me I was obviously the Reggie Fils-Aimé. My body was like, I am not ready, and it slept all the way until 11 o'clock in the night.
Oh yeah.
So
my body is ready to collapse.
Basically, so that's what happened. So no, I trust me. I don't like working 7 days a week like you said. Which is not great, whatever. But hey, if I wanted to achieve that lifestyle that I have, or keep it where I'm doing. I can't ask somebody else to do what I can't take on.
Yeah, and you can't complain about it either.
And most people in America, man, you can work a normal job, have a
Not
nice
in California.
Place. Oh well, yeah, I don't know about California. You can have a nice place. You can work a normal job, have a nice place, have nice stuff in your place, and be just fine. You don't even have to necessarily like work 3 or 4 jobs. I mean, now if you work in like fast food joints, then you need to get out of that. But those are like beginner jobs. You want to, you got to move up. Once you move up to something better than that, you'll be fine. You work more than
jobs. No, those people then go onto YouTube.
No, you're right, Graham. Like I said, I see myself a certain lifestyle, and my lifestyle that I want. Is it great? Some people would think that, oh man. Okay, another example. And I told these guys this. I lived with it. I bought the house I bought, right? Is a bigger house than the house I'm in right now. Even this house is big, but it's bigger than right now because something's going to happen. It didn't happen, so blah, blah, blah. Long story short. So I was like, okay. So I'm not in my business. This lady was there, and she's like, and she was like, they asked a question because I'm not going to tell her whole story because her whole story is bullshit. But anyway. She just asked the question. She was like, what appliances come with the houses? And he's like, oven, stove, dishwasher, and whatever. And I said, yeah, I said 10 years ago, you guys, because the house I'm in right now was built by the same builders. 10 years ago, you guys used to get refrigerators and washers and dryers as well too. He said, yep, that was 10 years ago. I said, yeah. So she was like, oh. And she was like, "So why are you moving to a house? To this house? Your family's going bigger? No. Your family's small or something? No. So I said, because I can. It's like, why would you like a bigger house? Why you want to have a big house for yourself? I said, technically speaking, because I can. I have the money. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not. As again, nobody's never. I've never. My bills always get paid and everything. So, what's that gonna do to you?
Didn't you mention the Bears?
Well, no, I did not mention the Bears. Sorry, I didn't mention the Bears. I'll leave the Niggly Bears out of this.
That'll shut them up quick.
It was not. I don't look. I could again going through like I said you last night. Sometimes you could be brutal and sometimes you could not be tactful. And I just being nice. Just like, lady, stop being in my business. I'm not in yours. Even though she said some stuff earlier that was like, chick, are you crazy? What the hell? Like,
I would have said something silly to her. I need a bigger house because I got like a extreme version of claustrophobic. I need like a huge, like I'm gonna be sleeping in the living room. Like the bedroom. I need all the space possible.
Look, I try my best to avoid certain things because I can, and I just do it. I know I could be a smart. There's sometimes I could be a smart ass and do stuff. That one I was there to do my down payment on the house, and that was it. I wanted to get in, give the guy the check, and get out. That's all I wanted to do. But she was in there before me, so that's all it is. And it's funny how she was saying that, and we were like, because my problem is I've told women up from the get-go what I do, what I don't do, blah blah blah. They still try to change it for some weird ass reason. I don't get it. I made my house comfortable so I can stay in my freaking house. We need to go this place, that place. Okay, but I want to stay in the house. I told you that from the get-go. Leave me alone. But whatever. I work hard. This move will be my last move until I go back to the Caribbean for retirement. I do this some more. I don't know how people could do it. Like I said, I told Andre to give my nigga how he does it. I don't know how to do it. Right now I'm standing in my bonus room. I see my Wii U, Switch, PC, a lot of cables all over the damn floor. I'm like, God damn, I gotta label these things because they ain't nowhere for them all these shit goes to. And I'm happy this is the last move I think I'll do in my life. I'm not living my life. Let's go back down the years. But it's sad that a lot of people do not want to work to what they achieve. Again, I could keep my regular architect job and live a normal basically I'm going to do after certain things. But because I do music and all this stuff for my company, I like doing music. I like having fun. And that gives me money. So yeah, I said, hey, I could splurge a little bit. I could buy a house and have space from people and nobody bothers me. But you are correct.
I'm just trying.
Yeah. You are correct, Grim, that you could have a regular job and live in a modest house or whatever, but
for how long?
Huh?
How much longer?
What?
How much longer before you need
before the nukes drop?
I mean, that's not possible. Yeah. Or 2024.
Until the next recession. I mean, if you live in a high tax state, then you're fucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you live in New York or California, you're fucked. Literally.
Should I buy a noose?
Don't kill yourself. But if you live in a high tax state, yeah, you're screwed because even right now, New York just came out saying that if our next recession happening in the next 10 years, they're gonna file for bankruptcy because they ain't got no money.
I do not understand why anybody. Maybe upstate New York is different, but New York, like the city, I have no idea why anybody would want to live there.
Because of excitement.
Just they're stuck there. Yeah.
If you're black and you're born there, it's because you're stuck there.
No, but some people claim they like want to move. Like I maybe if it's some opportunity, but
no,
I don't like that. I've been in New York. Yeah. I don't like how close everything is to everybody and.
No, I got you. I'm with you too. I don't want nobody to know what the hell I'm saying to my damn walls and shit and all that stuff. And expensive. And I get what I'm paying for my new house is basically a 2-bedroom apartment in some of these places. That's ridiculous.
And I don't like. I thought it was just like a joke, but like that whole shit about like it's just trash on the street and like rats be running around. That's real.
We know.
Yeah, you don't want to come to San Francisco or go to Paris.
As he said, go to San Francisco. They literally got people. There are literally videos of people shitting on the street.
Yeah, that don't sound too pleasant.
Oh, it don't sound too pleasant, but there's a video where this woman did that, and she did it inside a restaurant and threw it at I said, no, look, I would not hit a woman, but damn it, I will go to jail because if that shit had hit me, literally this shit had hit me, I will beat the living shit out that white woman. I'll be Jamaican. I took your pants down, took a deuce, and threw it at me. Oh, hell no.
I'd throw a bar of soap at her head, then get the hose.
Nah, I'm kicking ass.
Some things are just so like unbelievable that I think most people wouldn't do anything, not because they wouldn't want to, they'd just be in shock.
I wouldn't be shocked. I would get hit with shit in my face, dude.
Like honestly, like now if you saw it coming, like if you saw her like purposely pull her pants down, shit, and then throw it at you, I think yeah, you would have moved. But imagine if you didn't notice her at all. And next thing you know, you just feel this slap. And you're like, what the hell is this? And then you touch it and you're like, it's shit. It's just huge, it's just shit. Yeah. And like she could even, yeah, I did it. I bet for a good minute though, you would you'd just be paused. Like, is this real? This is like really happening? Like some shit.
Is this a naked woman walking to the airport real?
I think it's a couple seconds. I don't think it would be a minute because I would be enraged. I ain't gonna lie with you. But
I'm just saying, I think it's a part of your brain that just is still processing it. Like, like what's going on? Like,
yes, it is. And then the other part of it being like, I can't believe this bitch did that shit. Woo! Nah, no, I would snap. I would snap. I've seen it happen in real life where it just like you said, there are things where people see it coming. I've seen it in real life where people see it coming and they still snap because they couldn't believe it. Again, I saw a guy took a chair, busted across a girl's head, WWE style, wham! Because she kept pushing his buttons, and she should have saw it coming. And man, I was shocked when I saw it. He took that chair and busted across her head. It wasn't no fake shot. It was a real chair shot across the freaking dome, dude.
I'm gonna say this that I'm gonna have to go because it's getting late. But
yeah.
I just saw some on Twitter. And this is the biggest problem with like the double standards with men and women. Like, I don't know what started this. It doesn't really matter. This girl is repeatedly slapping this guy. He's like putting his hand out, like please back away from me. He's backing away from him. He's following him. She's slapping him. Everybody's laughing. Everybody is and like, oh, you ain't gonna do shit to the guy.
But the guy
you gotta understand, like on one level, he knows socially it's not right to hit her, so he's trying not to do it. But let's be real, we're all people. You're getting hit, it hurts. Like when people say, "Oh, women are weaker than men," a man should have. Let me just tell you something: a slap is a slap, a punch is a punch. Of course, there are men. There are men who can hit me, and their punch don't feel as hard as another man's, but you're still hitting me. If you just do this,
you're still trying to cause some sort of bodily injury.
You're trying to cause bodily harm, and the thing is that the skin is not as like take your finger and poke one part of your arm. Just keep doing that all day. It's gonna cause a rash. It's gonna be stingy. It's gonna hurt. Just not poke yourself with a knife.
I know what you're trying to say.
You know what I'm saying? You're skin on skin. You're hitting this girl is just hitting this dude, and finally he has enough, and he took her, and it wasn't even a hard slam, but he like kind of just picked up and kind of just threw her on the ground. And oh my God, I can't believe you did that. You're such a bad person.
Don't forget the lady in Chicago that got that Shoryuken uppercut. Because it was like, she's a female. You act like a man, I'm gonna hit you like a man. And he uppercut.
Yeah, and it's really jacked up because he went to jail for that.
Of course he did.
He went to jail, nothing happened to her. But see, if you think about that, he was on the bus and she didn't pay. And what happens is, at least where I'm from, if you get on the bus and you didn't pay or you could have forgot your car, all they do is say, well, the bus already moved. And they say, well, next time get off. You know what I'm saying? And some people do that for their event. Sometimes they just want to go to the next stop, and they'll, I have no money, and they just get off, right? So who knows why she was doing that, or maybe she forgot, maybe she got a car. Who knows what the reason was? Point is, she didn't pay. She had to go. She didn't want to get off. She's yelling at the bus driver, and he's while driving, she's hitting him.
Hitting him. Yeah, I saw the video.
He could have swerved anything. None of that matters. The man hit the woman, therefore is wrong. I'm waiting for the listen. I'm not an advocate for it's just like I understand men are normally stronger than women. I wouldn't be very quick.
It's not even that, because again, like this happened in North Carolina just a while ago with this 11-year-old girl with the white guy that went to jail because it was fighting that he was protecting his family, whatever. Okay, you look, and here's the thing, it's to kill me. Like, this guy is big, and he pushed her away. Okay, he didn't fall, he didn't whatever, but she came back up, ready to fight. And I'm like, look, even if Shaq hits me, I'm not gonna fuck with Shaq. Okay, I just know Shaq would fuck me up if he gets one good hit on me. So I know I'm not gonna do that. But she, of course, stayed because she's a female, and she walked up with her at first. But when I saw somebody slow down the video, she did have her two hands up, like she was going to fight the dude. Man, that dude turned around and dropped that bitch. One shot. And the people like, oh my God, I can't believe you hit a little girl, which I didn't know she was 11 years old at the time. I'm like, yeah, but she know he's a big dude. Why would she go up and go mess with him? The dude was way bigger than her. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's what you get. Again, of course, the guy went to jail, like you said, Grim. That is only one video that I know of. A guy didn't go to jail, and Anderson knows it because this guy pulled out, which I didn't know. Of course, it was an IHOP. He was the manager. He told these black women to leave. It's a long story, but short story long. They was in the wrong, but they were about to leave, and they started beating up the manager. The manager was Middle Eastern, and they were throwing plates and all kind of shit at him. But you know what homeboy did? One of the girls tried to kick. He grabbed the kick and he power drive that bitch.
He's my hero.
It just comes a point, like, because this is the thing. You be around them enough, you'll hear women say, "Oh, you can't hit me because I'm a girl." Like they know it. They know it. And they know how to go beyond habitual line steppers. And see, this is what I'm saying. Either make it where, make it like high school rules. See, in high school, it was like, obviously if they found out you were an instigator in a fight, then yeah, you'd be in trouble. But it was normally whoever touched who first was wrong. So but obviously, and to be fair, if it was guy versus girl, yeah, if you were the guy, you normally was always in wrong if you touched a girl. But they would still look at it like, why did you touch that young man? If blah 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 blah. So, but they don't care about none of that. Like, a woman damn near has to be like, the only time it's like even somewhat understandable, the woman gotta have like a blade or a gun. Like, it's gotta be something extreme. You're right. You can get stomped out on the ground, and if you just so happen to like knock one of them over. See, it's getting to the point you can't restrain them. You restrain them, they say, "Oh, you touched me inappropriately when you were restraining me because I was whooping your ass." And now you got down your hands. So I just say this: either make it fair. Like, make it. I don't think it should ever be acceptable for a man to just hit a woman. But if she doesn't hit him first,
and vice versa,
at that point, I think it's all bets off. Well, but either that or every man should. This will never happen. Every man should have some type of female guardian that pops up and just fights that woman for him.
I got what you're saying, because it was just like the
there is a loophole. Just claim you're a trans. There you go.
Look. All you gotta do is you can look like a guy and everything. Just say, I'm trans.
Yep. Basically, that's what it is, because remember that MMA guy broke that woman's skull, which is freaking ridiculous.
That was crazy.
That's crazy. But if the guy who did a slap on a train, yes, it was messed up that she didn't get charged and whatever, and it was basically that it was self-defense. But he spent in jail. He spent 3 nights in jail while she only got 1 night in jail, even though she was an instigator and she went to jail after the case. But that day, I still said that guy was my hero too, because when you hit me in the back of your head with a stiletto shoe, man, he turned around and he gave that perfect slap. Whap! And I mean that slap sounded throughout the whole train. I was like, oh my goodness, dude. You went from the bellows of hell to give that lady that slap.
I think the worst thing that I really have to say this. Yeah. The worst thing I ever seen was this video on YouTube, and they were actually like, the man, and actually it was like they like teenagers or something. This girl, this teenager, she was like holding on to, like she was so much bigger than him. She was like jacking him up, and he was just like, I guess they were together or something. Point. He was like, I don't want to be with you. Let me go. So I'm not gonna let you go. And then he's so scrawny. Like he's like trying to escape. Like this, she just holding him against the rail. Like she starts moving him to the train track because that's how much stronger she is compared to him. Yeah. And she's like almost hanging him over the tracks, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "You're gonna take me back." And she's acting crazy, and there's people walking by ignoring them, and then it's like somebody walking by is like, "You better beat that bitch ass," but because it's to the point. It's like, what is he supposed to do? You know how he got away? Because she was holding on to his clothes. He basically just stripped. Oh wow! He had to strip and run. Now, if this was the other scenario, man, he could have fought. Because like when I say I would damn near say that was kidnapping. Yeah. He couldn't get away, and she wouldn't let him go, and it was going on for like 30 minutes.
Oh, like I said, it is because I did a response. I'm thinking about the video, the Gillette video, the Gillette video that they put up commercial. I did a video response about that video. Of course, YouTube blocked it. And they didn't block it just in America. They blocked that shit indefinitely. I was like, what the freak? I was responding to the thing, and I was using facts and all this stuff, but they just block it indefinitely. And the part that they blocked was the part where they showed we have a problem with this right here is because it was a part where this guy was like, oh, my girlfriend's crazy. She wouldn't let me out of the house, so I had jumped out the window to escape, and I got scratches and bruises in the back. And there was women in the audience, and they were laughing. And the host was like, you know what? Wait. I got to stop it. You know what's funny? You are all laughing right now. But if this was if it was a woman, if the roles were reversed and he was the woman and you did it, you guys would say he's a horrible being, he's a monster, whatever, for what he did. But because it's the female part, it's funny. And that's the part I got that blocked the video worldwide. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, tell me it's copyright or something. No, you tell me because it perceives as violence. What? Perceive it was violence, YouTube, but you know what? They're playing that game, so I didn't put it. I put it on Facebook. I'm surprised Facebook let it go. But YouTube, they blocked that shit. I was like, you know what? Whatever. So, like I said, one of these days, I will let you know what's going on with the next channel, Grim, because like stuff you talk about, so you know that channel, so you can come on that channel. At least the people in there are not crazy as they are in the gaming section.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure. Holy crap, the gaming section has crazy.
It's cancer.
It is.
It's cancer.
I would definitely let you know whatever. I'm gonna try to set up and for anybody else is there, I'm trying to set up a MeWe and also on what do you call it? Discord. The Kenoshi has a Discord. But I'm gonna set up a Discord as well too, so people can call because Google Plus is basically gonna end. So yep, that's how it's gonna go. Catch it, and again, play games, man. That's all it's about. People just play games. I am gonna do more videos later on, but once I get in my new house, it'll be a different story. So it's cool. Y'all have a good night. And you know what I always say? There's no perfect games out there. What's perfect games are perfect to me. What's perfect games are perfect to you. Simply enjoy your games on all consoles, even PC. Have a good night.